If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. Lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
Hello, and welcome to Shadowrun, 5th edition game called the Greenwood Collective. It is a place, it is a people, and we will learn many things soon. Why don't we go around, say who you are, why you're here, and just the bare bones of your character. Candace, Jay, you go first. Bare bones is going to be real funny in like 3.5 minutes.
All right, good to know. Hi, I'm Jay. I'm here to play Shadowrun, apparently. And
He just wandered in off the street.
I don't know. What is this? And I am playing Ashen. I am totally 100% an elf.
Yep.
100%.
Pointy ears and everything.
Got the pointy ears, so you can't say nothing else about it. And then other things that will be discovered later.
Yep.
I imagine.
Yep.
But that's all you need to know for now, that I am an elf. Yes.
Also, he's playing the face and
the face.
A physical adept martial artist.
Okay, I guess those are important things that I could have said.
Yep.
But Jason said them, so that's fine.
That's fun. I'm Sam. I'm here to make it weird.
Yep.
My character is Echo, and she is actually definitely an elf. And is a magic weirdo. So I'm going to do all the magic.
I like it.
Hi, I'm Candace, and I am playing an orc, and her name is Bones. Well, her alias is Bones. I don't know what her actual name is yet. I'm playing the hacker of the group, and yeah.
Did you have a name for yours, Jay? I missed it.
Ashen.
Oh, Ashen. Okay.
Hi, I'm Mac. I also came to make things weird. Also, I'm playing a character. I'm playing the merc of the group who has aspirations above her station. Also happens to be a twin.
Yeah.
A twin?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's not gonna get weird.
Nope.
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 I forgot that you two were playing twins. I thought they were sisters.
Nope.
Yeah, twins is even better.
twins.
Okay.
They're twins.
And you're both elves.
Both
right?
elves.
Elven twins. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I was toying around with the name. I think she goes by Gremlin.
Gremlin, okay.
Gremlin. Oh, that's
I like it.
We need those, like, little name cards
Lynn for short.
so we can, like, remember.
Remember the eye twitch thing we talked about before the stream started?
That's fine. She doesn't like to go by Lynn.
Wow. All right. Good to know.
So, couple things we need to talk about at the top. Shadowrun is a dark and gritty cyberpunk setting, and it can lean into a bunch of uncomfortable topics that I want the audience to know that the five of us have had some extensive conversations about that. I'm going to talk about the lines and veils and what those are in a minute. But, dear listener or viewer, I just want to say, particularly in the current climate right now, it's worth noting that Shadowrun will be full of violence, including specifically gun violence. There will be police abusing their authority. There will be class disparity and, inequity in general. Issues of poverty and all that sort of thing. So
role-playing games, I get to escape real life.
yeah.
Yay.
But those are all. I mean to throw that stuff out, not to scare anyone away, but just to make sure nobody's surprised if we enter into uncomfortable territory. Hopefully, everyone feels prepared and good to go. Just so you know, tonight is a session 0. Our characters are mostly crunched because you can't really make a Shadowrun character in under 2 hours, let alone 4 characters. So, who clocked the most time, do you think?
I feel like I did.
Yeah. Was it 4 hours?
I was at your house for like 6 hours today.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was the second
And
time
that
we
was
meet.
the second time
we had
we met.
8 hours of gameplay. I mean, game design, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't think mine is much less than that.
Yeah.
Because magic.
Oh, yeah, yours is close. Probably
Yeah.
6 or 6.5.
Maybe 7.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Also, I didn't read the chapter yet.
I
so.
didn't either.
Oh, yeah. Hold up the presents I got you two.
Yay.
I printed out and spiral bound the magic
Magic.
chapter and the matrix chapter from the book.
Is this on? Can I just?
Yeah, that's great.
it's on.
Wow.
Can I
Is that right side up?
I don't.
Oh, we don't know.
It is now.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, so those are just little supplements that I thought would be handy for the mage and the hacker to have.
Very helpful.
Mac and
already.
Jade just get to either punch or shoot things,
Yep.
so that's a good call.
Good at that.
All the things.
I talk to people. I'm very talky.
So, couple things. I do want to go over our lines and veils that we've talked about so far, and always feel free to bring up something or use the X card if something comes up that you didn't think of and it's really uncomfortable, or even just something that's off tone, because the game we're going to try to skew this on that dark and gritty side. Not that there can never be a moment of comic relief, because I'm sure we'll all be wanting that at some point, but I don't want it to be Sillysville, right?
it.
So weird, okay. Silly, try to
Okay.
steer away from a little bit. So that's kind of the tone that we want to shoot for. And
Shooting.
yeah, and something I want to mention too, folks, setting up like pretty much any role-playing game at home, it's really important to talk about tone even before people make their characters, because if you don't know that this isn't going to be a silly game, you might make a silly character or build your whole concept around this. And so it's important to go to your players and say, hey, I want to run this kind of game, or have your players come to you, the GM, and say, can we play this kind of game? And everybody agree to something ahead of time, so that you're not going in with weird expectations, blah, blah, blah. How to GM with Jason Mills. So, lines and veils is something you can use in any game, and hopefully will, along with the X card. The lines are things that we absolutely will not have in the game. They don't happen off screen. They don't happen anywhere. It's not something we're hiding. They do not exist in our game. Some of the things we have on there that we're just not going to venture into and explore at all are topics of sexual violence, torture, and violence against pets or kids. So that's what we have on there so far. If we think of other things, feel free to mention it publicly, privately. I will add it to the list and mention it when it's appropriate. And I won't be calling out the person who privately just whispered something to me. We have a veil currently over like raised voices in the room, which I think hopefully we can all probably manage that, if only because we're on microphone, and please don't shout into your microphone.
Yeah.
So and the idea there is, like, certainly people can be yelling off screen. We just don't want to like have anybody yelling in someone's face, like that idea would like to avoid. Anything I should add right off the bat that you feel comfortable saying in the open? Okay. One third category, which I'm really fond of, are wishes. Things that you really want to see in the game. This could even be something that you assume is going to happen, but want to make sure it happens. So that I know you're thinking, boy, I really hope we get to hack a Jack-in-the-Box at some point. And like, okay, well, we're going to have to go to Jack-in-the-Box. That's fine. We can work that out. This we haven't talked. So, audience, we haven't talked about this one at all ahead of time. So,
Well, who did win the fast food wars?
That is important.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stuffer Shack.
Stuffer Shack?
What
Yep.
the?
That is the #1 snack place, fast food, tires, engine oil, diapers.
Alright.
It's like Target, but more.
Okay.
That's not a fast food restaurant.
It is.
It is
They have a drive-through
In game, or is this a real place?
in game. Yeah,
Oh.
Stuffer Shack is like.
I was like, is there a stuffer shack?
Yeah.
I was like,
Can we
where do
go
I
there?
find you?
No, Stuffer Shack
go to
is
there?
I was
a.
very
Confused.
confused.
It is
Yeah.
a Shadowrun classic.
Okay.
And it was, and what's fun is it was around like in 1989 before there was a Costco and a, really big Walmarts and Targets, right? It was all pretty small. So it was the idea, and then those things grew into reality, and all the Shadowrun fans were like, "Oh my God, it's a Stuffer Shack!" and it's wild. But you can go in there and like get a Slurpee and heat up a burrito, or buy a set of tires for your car, or both. So anything on the wishes category, I should add right away. A lot of times, like, we'll revisit wishes at the end of each session and do a stars and wishes if we want to, like, call out something cool anyone did. And maybe by then you've gone like, oh yeah, we didn't do the thing. I hope we did this thing, and I hope we do more of it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a cool thing to bring up too.
Yeah.
So,
Do we need dice today? Because I'm like,
we may.
out. Okay.
Yeah, but I also have a
Are they
bunch.
only D6s?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull out.
Yep.
Because you mentioned it earlier, and I'm curious about it. I wish for vampires to come out at some point.
Okay.
Ooh.
There
Yeah.
are vampires in the setting.
That's cool.
Vampirism is a disease called vitus. It stands for something I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, there are people who need to consume an amount of fresh human blood or humanoid blood, metahuman blood,
Alright.
and they are not the supernatural creatures of the movies,
Okay.
but they
Curious
are.
to see it in this world.
Yeah, they do have some abilities, right? But they're not the like superheroes of, like True Blood or something like that.
Like you said, it was like more of a disease or something. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean the disease part is that they're addicted to blood,
Right.
And they
Yeah.
have to get it.
Alright.
And bagged blood doesn't count. It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they need to draw from a living person. So
Awesome.
they're a whole like.
Great.
But vampires are extremely rare. It's very unlikely you would come across one until now.
Thanks.
Well,
All right.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's talk about our setting a little bit.
Okay.
In Seattle, in 2080, is where we find ourselves. In 2011, their magic returned to the world. People started being able to cast spells. Dragons showed up. The basilisks, sea monsters, all kinds of stuff. Vampires, werewolves, all of it, right?
Heck yeah.
Very rare. All these different types of things are very rare. If you want a great detailed history of Shadowrun, I don't know, look online, it's everywhere. I'm not here for history time. However, in Seattle, the Seattle itself is so I'm going to do the quick version of this. The western half of North America was reclaimed by the collected tribes of the Native American nations. And that sort of collected country is called the NAN, and it's ruled by a council of like 7 or 8 tribes of Native American groups. And the Coast Salish tribe is the Pacific Northwest people who've been there for a long time, since before any of us got here. They have now reclaimed a lot of that area, with a couple of exceptions. The area around Seattle was ceded to the United Canadian and American States, which took up the northeastern half of North America. So I don't remember exactly where the line is, but it's, roughly the middle. The Native American nation's capital is in Denver. So just to give you an idea, and that's like split into like 7 or 8 wedges of where the different nations come together, and those are just the Native American tribal nations, right? So that's that's their city, and other people can come visit if you have a really good passport, but it's extremely well established. The northeastern half of North America is the United Canadian and American States. Seattle is a remote territory of that, right? And it's completely surrounded by either the ocean or the Coast Salish nation that is all around its border. Directly south is what used to be the state of Oregon. This is a part of North America that the ancient elves took over. These are not just the modern day people who turned into elves during the history of magic returning. These are elves who claim to have been sleeping for 5,000 years, and they have retaken their homelands of Oregon and Ireland. These are two different countries. There's the Irish elves and the Oregon elves. They actually have different names for their countries, but they're hard to say, and I'm tired. And then also there's California Free State because nobody wanted it.
Oh, womp womp.
So that California Free State is actually a mix of, there's a strong, there was a invasion by some Japanese forces into Northern California, and then Southern California kind of not literally walled itself, but it's brought in, it scavenged all the military might it could and created this city-state centered around Los Angeles.
Okay.
Right? Which extends really far. It's not just Los Angeles, but it is like an ancient city-state.
Oh.
So, the southeast North America is the Confederated American States, is what that area is called. So, Mexico and some south is Aztec, I think, was sort of reclaimed in that way. And then that actually you took a bunch of Central America, so they just ate a lot of that. And then I don't remember all of how South America is built, but you could pull up a map. You look up Shadowrun map. I didn't make up any of this. This is not on me. But that's the big picture. All right. In Seattle, it is a thriving, humming metropolis. Right. It is a city that never sleeps. Several of the big megacorporations are based out of Seattle. There are 8, I think, megacorporations, and most world governments are just puppet jokes. They are owned by the corporations, by one corporation or another, and the corporations can completely influence elections and lawmaking, if you can imagine such a wild scenario.
Nope.
But that's the case here. So Seattle is UCAS territory. It is the United Canadian and American States, and it thriving metropolis. It is the greater Seattle area. Is if you want to think of Blade Runner, the city in the opening there, where they're landing cars, there are flying cars. Although more practically, lots of people take helicopters around town. It's less of the hovering for no reason. Anything that flies is either a helicopter, or it has VTOL jet engines, right? That the way a Harrier jet takes off. There are passenger vehicles that use that kind of thing. There's no such thing as the quiet levitation vehicles or anything like that, right?
Okay.
A hovercraft is a big noisy thing that's blowing air down to float.
Okay.
So
All right.
it is the sort of chunky high tech cyberpunk future, right?
Okay.
Not the smooth, quiet, super nanotech future.
Got it.
It's the mega corporations are often thick in the corporate espionage game, and they need to hire deniable assets. Those people are called Shadowrunners. They commit Shadowruns, which are quasi-legal or illegal activities carried out for payment.
Hooray!
And that's not what you are yet.
Aww.
You live in a part of Greater Seattle area called the Redmond Barrens. This is a big strip of area that was really like several cities long, like townships, you know. So it's a big stretch of space east of Lake Washington that was really just a bombed out war zone. It was part of the, initially there were riots when people started, like when all the magic was coming back. That got the Redmond Barons off to a bad start. And then in the war, where the nations were able to, retake, the Redmond Barons was pretty well wiped out. So, just looking at that by itself, one might think this is a post-apocalyptic game, right? But it's not. Just over the water, sometimes you can see the lights probably from where you are, is that thriving modern metropolis, right? And the rest of the world, like much of the world is high-tech and thriving, but everywhere has their underbelly, and the Redmond Barons is as bad as it gets. This is the kind of place where the police don't go anymore. They will not chase you because it's dangerous for them, and they're just not going to do it. It's also worth noting the police are a private corporation, a for-profit corporation that will actually, on a sort of good note, they are more accountable because they have to answer for profits, and they don't always know who they're going to pull over, and they are mic'd and cammed, and everyone in the city has like microphones and cameras going all the time, and if they did something illegal, it would be very easy to show that they did something illegal from multiple angles and all that. So for what it's worth, getting caught by Lone Star Security is usually better than getting caught by corporate security. Corporate security does not have to answer to anyone. So that's worth noting.
All right.
Noted.
The place you live in is called the Greenwood Collective. It is an old apartment building. It's 3 stories tall. It has a bunch of apartments, but only about 200 people live here. Well, 200 people and about 50 dogs.
Nice. Yay, dogs.
And part of that is because the matriarch of this place, Jane Young, is a Coast Salish Native American woman who is also a shaman of the mentor spirit dog. And so she's a dog shaman. And one of the ways she reveres dog is by inviting dogs that show up. Any dog that shows up is not turned away. So we have 50 dogs now.
You said the population was like 200?
Yeah, 200 plus a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there are more apartments than that. Like, we could probably house 400 people here with the number of apartments, and if people like shared apartments, which most people do anyway, because most of the people here don't like living by themselves. It's, it's nice to be around people, especially when you live in a scary place like the Barrens. However, the Greenwood Collective is pretty well protected. One, Jane Young is a very scary shaman. She's like 60 and incredibly powerful. You've seen her do things. The local gangs know who she is. The mob boss who lives down the street knows what she is. People just leave us alone. All right? There are stacks, like 2 or 3 high, of like crushed cars stacked around the building as like a wall. Mm-hmm. So that's mostly helpful and secure. The front, so the building itself is like a square horseshoe or U, right? So it's 3 stories of these sides and then the back area. In the middle is a big courtyard. It's a much bigger space than like maybe you're thinking like a regular apartment building. This is enough space to have a swap meet in, right? It was probably parking lot area to be this big, and there was also like an area that used to be a fenced-in pool. The pool has been filled with soil, and we're actually growing things in there. So there's mostly a lot of corn, right? But this is like those weird kidney-shaped pool. So we have a kidney-shaped farm, and the rest of the area is, it looks kind of like a medieval castle setup, right? Like you've got a smithy, you've got all kinds of like tools and place to work on stuff, like cranks to pull up car engines and work on stuff like that. There's a way to pull cars in. It's just we have a gate, right? That is pretty secure. And that's the basic layout of what we're talking about.
Nice.
There isn't really any established, like, oh, people in charge live on the 3rd floor. It's just kind of pick an apartment because there's a bunch of empty ones and you can live in whichever one you want. And what is interesting about your group, you're all roughly 20 to 25. We can get more precise with that if you want. The Greenwood Collective has been around for like 60 years, right? In 2080, it's been about 60 years going. People have come and gone. A few kids have been born here before, but your group is the first time that like a dozen kids were born within a couple years of each other, right? So a lot of people are thinking of you as like, oh, you're the new generation of Greenwood Collective. Like you're actually the first generation to have been born here. The 12 or 14 of you, however many it is. We can come up with that as we need to. Almost everybody here is older than you, because for there to be younger, either you need younger siblings probably, or you have kids yourself. So we can cross that bridge when we come to it. Also, one of the known is a troll called the Rooster when referring to him, or hello Rooster, like when you're speaking to his face, you drop the.
Got it.
I mean, some people don't. I guess they get confused. Like, hello, Mr. the Rooster. And the Rooster seems remarkably hale and healthy for being a plus. He's like 65 probably. I don't know if anyone knows for sure, but you can tell from looking at him and other trolls and whatever. He's got, salt and pepper, high and tight haircut, and mostly just goes around helping with odd jobs around the thing. He's enormous. He's like 12 feet tall, huge curling black ram's horns, and he is also muscly. Like, lots of trolls are big. He is maximum sized. It's hard to get much bigger than this, such that he will go around like, oh, this car fell off the stack, and like not you can't just like pick up a car, but he can shove it back into place.
Wow.
and repair the car wall, and get an engine out of a car, and help take it apart and all that stuff. So
Jane Young is what type? Metatype.
Oh, she's human. Sorry, I didn't mention that. She's your human dog shaman.
Coolio.
And the Rooster is your troll caretaker, landscape. Definitely not former retared mercenary Shadowrunner.
No.
That's crazy.
That doesn't
He's like
make
the
any sense.
groundskeeper.
I mean, he just sort of
Like
goes
the
around
maintenance?
helping. Yeah, maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah. But there are a lot of rumors about like his extraordinary health for his age, his like seeming ability to come up with resources when the collective needs something, or like when that gang attacked last year and suddenly he had a minigun. Like, that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he had a minigun with ammo going into a box, and like just went and stood outside, and the gang was like, yeah, this didn't go the way we thought. And they just left. Like, he didn't have to shoot them because he just stood there.
Troll with minigun.
Yeah. And they also knew Jane's inside, and they're like, oh, this is just going to get bad. Like, apparently they thought they could handle her. They were wrong anyway. They wouldn't have done very well. But the visual of the Rooster standing out front.
That was a bad plan for them.
Was an interesting day. You were all there for that. You remember that. I'd love to know the name of the gang that thought they could take on the collective and were scared off by the Rooster.
Oh.
Do you have a name for me?
Good question.
The gang's name?
Yeah, the gang's name.
I don't know. The first thing that like popped in my mind is something about like burning rubber. Like,
Sure.
Oh.
Is this like a local street gang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the burning rubber gang or something.
Sure. Yeah, maybe they're a motorbike gang.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, burning rubber. Cool. Okay. Any questions about the setting?
Not yet.
Chat, is there anything you'd like to know? Too bad I'm not going to answer you. I can't hear you screaming into the void. Okay,
And the
so
void's like, please, please give it a break.
Yeah,
Stop
geez,
screaming.
we heard you.
I can
already.
only hold so much screaming.
Wait, one more time. The Greenwood Collective is inside what area?
The Redmond Barrens. Yeah. Which is a pretty large area of mostly bombed out buildings, right? And buildings that have burned down because the fire department doesn't come out here. And then there are little spots, like there's a strip of shops that are open, and we know like a retired mafia boss lives there, and he sometimes comes around and like brings Jane flowers,
Aw.
and like she hasn't really like responded to that, but like he seems nice, and like having a good relationship with your mafia neighbors seems like
Seems like a good idea.
yeah, but he
Is
has
he,
like
trying to suit her?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's obvious because he's like I don't know, probably in his 50s and
Oh.
lives on his own out there basically. And he has like an electronics shop, like a drug shop. Like there's a bunch of drugs that are legal and semi-legal, and no one comes out here to check. So he has a drugstore. And
What's his
that's a good question.
Oh.
I was going to ask you.
Oh.
Now you have to come up with Italian mob boss name.
What did I ask?
I'll keep describing. So he has these three shops: the electronics store, the drugstore, and like an auto dock, right? Like you can go and get patched up there, but it's pretty limited because it's literally an automated system. He doesn't have like an actual full-on doctor. You can't get surgery. You can't get cyberware installed there. But in a pinch, and he's made it known that Greenwood Collective people are welcome to, like if you're out and about and you're stuck and you need help and you can't get back to the collective, you can go to his auto dock and he'll make sure you get home.
Alright.
So
Nice.
that's a group that you have a good relationship with. He's not necessarily a good person. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to like paint this guy as an angel, but he likes the Greenwood Collective, and there are also several street gangs in the area that are vying for territory, and often there's gunfire in the distance. That just happens all the time, but almost everybody stays clear of the collective because no one has successfully reached it as far as anyone remembers. Like, not since the first few years that it was here, right?
Does he have? You said he has like drugs and legal stuff, right? Is it all just like hard? Like, is there any like matrixy, cybery kind of drug type of deal, or is it all like
yeah, no, he'll
physical?
have BTLs.
All right, just
Yeah, the
wondering,
better
just
than
curious.
life chips.
I mean, nobody's asking. I just was wondering
Yeah,
if.
yeah, that's one of the most profitable habits to sell.
Oh, is it?
Very high profit margin on that.
His name is Gio Salvatore.
Geo.
Okay, so any other questions? All right, so we're going to do Decima. Decima, game made by Golden Lasso Games, aka Kimmy, is fantastic. I absolutely love this game. It's cards drawn like a tarot deck, and you reveal your fate as you draw the cards. I'm doing a modified version, so there are a bunch of ways to play Decima. I am experimenting with the Moon method of playing Decima, where I have pruned some cards that I thought were not, like I pre-X'd the several cards that were like, didn't fit what we were doing, and including some of the relationship cards. But what that's left is 24 relationship cards. All of you are going to get 6 cards, and you're going to get to look at them one at a time. Like so we'll go around, do relationship cards, figure out how you want to do that. But you also have the option to trade cards. You can trade one card with someone else, right? So everyone can initiate one trade.
Okay.
tell each other, or like I'll trade you a card secretly and just kind of.
Oh no, you say like, this card says you knew blank before coming to our
Oh, okay.
location, blah blah blah.
Like, do you want to take this instead?
Right.
Okay.
They also have double sides. So for the relationship cards, you can pick which side is up.
Okay.
All right. For the place cards, these are going to be dealt face down, and whichever way you turn it, right? There's two right side ups. Whichever way you turn it, we'll try to answer that one, unless you want to exit, and then you could rotate it or pick a different card.
All right.
All right. So the moon mode is this idea that we get to a little expanded pick and choose option.
Nice.
Do we need to reset something?
I think I just talk low.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're very quiet. I turned you up on the main thing.
Okay.
Cool.
I will try to be louder.
All right. So, I'm sure the tarot fans are just screaming because this is now no longer like tarot at all.
Not at all.
However,
Not with that attitude.
these are your relationship cards. You can look at those, decide which ones are right side up, the ones you want to answer and don't answer. If you have a trade, you can offer a trade. And you can say what it is that you're trading. Like, I have this card. It doesn't feel right. I want to trade it for something. But somebody may not have a trade for you. You also don't have to answer all 6 of those.
Okay.
If it just doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You don't have to force it. You can also have relationships with Jane and the rooster,
Okay.
if that is, narratively interesting. Probably not romantic relationships. That's weird, because they're like 40 years older than you. That's yucky. I mean, yeah, you're all adults, but like, don't be yucky. And what we're going to do, I am going to set out 5 of the major arcana cards. When I flip it over, we're going to hear the question and know that we're going to think about it. Everyone's going to go around and answer one of their relationship cards, and then we'll come back and answer the major arcana question that was raised.
Okay.
Then, when we're done doing relationships, we're going to do a few. Everyone's going to get like a couple of place cards, and we're going to answer some questions about the place we live in. So I might as well just hand these out now. But I would like you to not look at these ahead of time. And the place cards, so keep these face down, please. And we will want. These are the ones we're going to honor the way they flip over, and not trade.
Got it.
Okay. So is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, the first major arcana for us to consider. We were involved in a mystery. What happened and how was it resolved? Okay, so we don't have to answer that yet. We'll answer it at the end of the round. Jay, would you like to do a relationship first?
Sure. I'm going to go. So this card says it's the 2 of Cups. For people.
Yep. The art on this is rad,
it's
folks.
really
like
rad.
you can go to
It's really
goldenlassogames.com and check it out. It's so cool.
And I'm going to go with you had a strong connection with blank, but it seems to be fading.
Oh.
What has changed?
And who do you want to point that at?
No. Sam.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What has changed?
Does it say that?
Yeah, that's
Oh, what-
it's-
okay,
yeah.
what changed?
Got a strong connection. So I had a strong connection with what's your
Echo.
Echo, but it seems to be fading.
Did Echo find out about your situation?
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make you like hate him, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Or maybe you
just-
felt like I was becoming too suspicious
Yeah.
about your situation. Like, maybe I don't know, but I'm like,
A lot of questions.
hang on a minute.
Yeah.
A lot of
Situation?
awkwardness.
Yeah.
There's no situation. It's all. This
okay.
is totally normal. This is yep. But yeah. So
For the listener, our snide
like,
remarks
what?
are based on Jay taking the negative quality of elf poser.
That's right.
And he took it a step further, spent some of his starting cash for cosmetic surgery to have pointy ears.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
yes. And also, I don't like humans.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
on top of it all,
has
I have
a
a prejudice
prejudice
against
against
humans.
Yeah.
And I'm an elf poser. And
love it.
so,
But you are a human, to clarify.
yes.
Essentially.
Technically,
Biologically.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, yeah, I
Okay.
think that's, yeah.
Okay, I like that. Maybe I don't know, but I like you
It
felt like I
started
was
to
getting too
become-
suspicious.
That's it reminds me too. We should probably say a little bit more about what we look like.
Oh,
at
right.
this point.
I haven't even thought about that.
Should I
so
come back
I'm-
to you?
No.
Because I bet Samantha's thought about it.
Yeah.
Have you thought about what your character looks like?
No.
Really?
Well,
thought
because
you
we
would've.
were going to decide together.
Oh, right. You both have said that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what, Candace?
Oh, you
You're
don't
going-
know? Do you
No,
know?
I'm gonna go. I
Yeah,
can
he
go.
knows.
Oh,
I
okay.
can tap dance
Okay.
as fast as anybody.
So we'll go Jay. We'll go Candace, and then the twins.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, since I'm very tall.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say 6 feet.
It's a little short for an elf, but okay.
Let's say 6'1".
Okay.
Yeah. 6'1" and very skinny. So
Okay.
I don't know weights or how that works. So
Sure. 6'1" and thin.
7.
Yeah, 170 is pretty trim for a
That's what
6'1".
he puts on his license anyway.
Exactly. Male.
If it helps, I'm in real life 6 feet 195.
Okay,
So
yeah.
however you want to.
Yeah. All right.
You know, but also not slim. So
You're beautiful.
I am, but not slim.
And so yeah, I would say long. So elves here, they look like sort of traditional Orlando Bloomy.
Yes, yeah, more the Lord of the Ring elf
Lord-
rather than the cookie elves.
Right. Yes. Why would anyone want to? Anyway, so yeah, so very long, straight hair.
Yeah.
That involves treatments to make it so
Oh,
straight.
so like butt length.
Oh,
hair.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Like. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hair.
That's a lot of hair.
Okay.
That's a lot of hair.
What color did you say your hair was?
Silver.
Okay.
Silver, obviously, because
Okay.
elf.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
So long, straight silver hair.
long, straight silver hair.
Okay. Do you just let it flow?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. Sometimes I
Ponytail.
braid it.
Yeah.
Ponytail.
Braid it. Yeah. Okay. That's fantastic. Okay. Let's go to. No, did you say he's muscular, right? Like you're
Yeah.
pretty
yeah.
built
very,
dude. Yeah.
Very built. Very fit.
Yeah. So, so for folks who don't know, the physical adept part of Shadowrun is a magic user who's turned their magic inward.
That's right.
So rather than casting spells, he has enhanced his physical abilities.
That's right.
And so you can actually choose how to spend your points and what to enhance. And he's taking kind of a broad selection of physical modifications. And this is how the physical adept does it without cyberware, right?
Right,
He's using
exactly.
magic instead of cyberware.
Yeah.
And interestingly, if you've never played Shadowrun before, cyberware, you can get quicker bonuses right away, but you hit a ceiling of how much you can get. Magical modifications are a lot slower to gain, but you functionally don't have a ceiling.
Right.
You will hit one eventually because it costs 800 karma to raise your whatever, but karma is our XP in the game. And that's it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Candace.
Okay. Am I starting with the bond, or you want me to start with what I look
Oh,
like?
yeah, let's describe
Okay.
first.
So, like I said, I'm an orc. I'm about 5'9". I'm a female. I'm 190 pounds. I'm just trying to get, like, a heavier build, like, muscly tone, because, like, orc is, like, a stockier. So, she has, I think, like, jet black bob kind of hair, but probably like a little angular, with like maybe like the bang thing. I don't know, really.
Cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Something
I
like
like
that. Maybe like
Asymmetrical
asymmetrical.
bob, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
Love
it's
it.
like long on this side, and here it like goes kind of thing like this.
Yeah.
Something a little weird. She has data jack built into her head, so she probably has like the Mac like shaved here.
Oh,
like
yeah.
she probably has like picture like the bang, a shaved part
Yeah.
with the data jack port here into her skull, and then like continues with the like almost like a Chelsea
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. So rather than hiding your data jack, which some people do, you wear yours right out in the open.
She wears it.
Yeah.
She's not worried about it.
Yeah, I get it.
I guess that's. Oh, she wears a. She has this like. She has an Urban Explorer jumpsuit, but
Yep.
what it is, and that's like her armor. It's like a full body suit, but it is a full skeleton, kind of fitted jumpsuit that looks like where she gets her nickname Bones, which is also her online alias. So when they see her. Real life or in the Matrix, like
Yeah, in the Matrix, you can literally be a skeleton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the Matrix, she's probably more augmented to be skeletal, but in real life, she's very recognizable for her name. Like, it's obvious, like it's her. And then she sometimes wears a helmet that is a skull that she'll like physically
Skullman.
a skull like face mask, like bone, almost looking full. Completing the outfit thing. That's like all her armor.
Nice.
So it is functional, also cute. All right. I think that's good for the description.
Okay.
Yeah? You want me to do the
Not yet.
font?
Let's
Okay.
do the twins descriptions.
Well, I think we decided maybe red hair, although it is a cyberpunk game, so maybe it runs from red into green, and then we combined our
cool.
hair colors.
Christmas hair. Well, you also, it is very easy to change the color of your hair. Even like cheap cosmetic surgery can make your hair grow green, right? Like that's $100 kind of cosmetic surgery. I'm fine with that. I think, Mac, you said you gave yourself fangs,
Yes.
right, as a cosmetic
Yeah,
surgery.
we're
that's-
working up to it. We're starting with
Yeah,
hair.
starting with hair.
Yeah. I like the idea that mine probably she wears like half of her hair in braids on one side of her head, like really long braids.
Okay, I like that. I think Echo probably just wears hers like loose because she's like, I'm doing magic. I don't give a shit. Wild hair.
I think the traditional elf willowy build kind of thing.
Yeah,
and just,
definitely.
thinking they probably have different fashion sense though.
Yes, that's probably how you can tell them apart
Yeah.
easily. They did take distinctive style for Echo, so I think if we dress very differently. I like the idea that we're identical twins, but we look completely different just because of different lifestyles.
Yeah. Because I feel like because Gremlin aspires to be more of a merc, so it's a lot of like leather and leather jackets and chains and a lot of like just trying to look
Yeah.
as badass as possible.
Yeah.
The look matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
Echo
you're-
is very much more like trash witch
Yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah. How many garbage bags are worked into your outfit?
0 because she's allergic to plastic.
I forgot about that. I love that
Love
so
it.
much.
But it's still derelict.
Yeah, it's very derelict.
Dearly. Okay. So also, as we declare your relationships, find a spot on your character sheet. The person who's declaring the card is the only. Don't both of you feel like you have to write it down, or you're going to write down 24 things
Okay.
almost. But just write down the 6 that you declare. Find a spot on your sheet, or if you need a blank, I have blank paper here if somebody wants that. But just keep track of those relationships, and we'll see where they all fit. But let's go out of order, Candace. Why don't you do the relationship you were holding up?
I wanted to ask you a question too.
Yeah.
Oh. Just quick mention, orc. I have tusks
Yeah.
that like stick
Oh.
out of my mouth.
Nice.
Like from the bottom.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I wanted to ask, is it cosmetic alteration to make my eyes like all black?
Yeah, you can do cosmetic surgery for that.
Okay, I was just wondering if that was
Just
a
like
cosmetic
black
thing.
goat eyes, like that.
Goat eyes. What's that?
Well, goats just have like no iris or pupil. Like it's
Oh.
just all solid black.
I never noticed.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get up really close.
That's why they're
you've got
evil.
Yeah, they have the
Yeah,
like
they
weird
still
oblong.
evils. They've got, it's just the oblong.
Yeah, but
or-
from far away you can't. Even like pretty close, you can't tell.
Look,
They
get your goat facts straight, okay?
Okay,
Yes, I know.
that didn't take long.
Cool, because I'm going to write that, because I was going to do the cat, remember? But I was like, that
Yeah.
doesn't go anymore. So, oh yeah, okay, so, Jay, it's obvious that Ashen is dealing with something serious, and you can relate.
Oh.
And I'm going off of something that he hinted at me. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an addiction?
Do I? Do I? Oh, yeah. I ain't subtle about that at all.
Okay, well, I can relate.
Oh, really?
It looks serious, and I feel you.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank
it might
you.
not be the same thing.
But you know what?
But
bet
I
we
get
can
it.
Get it at the same place.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We relate on that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I've seen you there at Salvatore.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And it's also fair to say, like, Jane or Rooster, like, they don't care if people bring drugs home, right? Like, as long as you don't wreck shit, you could do what you want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Adults, right? You're all grown ass adults. So,
Yeah.
But if you did wreck something and the Rooster catches you, he will carry you out and say, "This person wrecked the pool table," and then leave you there.
All right, don't wreck the pool table.
Oops, I
Don't
almost-
wreck things.
I should mention, since
your
I
hair.
almost just ruined it, with the help of Samantha, I was able to spike my hair up
Woo! Looks good.
with Liberty spikes.
Very pointy.
Very pointy. I had to lower the seat in the car to be able to drive here safely.
And dodge all the trees as
yeah.
we walked over.
Yeah, so if you're only listening, I know lots of people just get the podcast. Maybe just pull up the YouTube for like 5 seconds and
see.
admire my glorious hair.
Admire it.
I like it. Very
I
good.
say this now. I'm going to try to do this every other Sunday that we're here. And by the way, we are here for a relatively long campaign. Noting that it's like some of our players are going to be traveling and taking breaks and doing whatever, but for our campaign, it's going to be a little bit longer than the average Happy Jacks campaign, so that'll be fun.
Monday? Did you say Sunday?
He said something.
I said Monday. It's Monday.
It's Monday.
Monday.
Every other Monday.
Yeah.
I just got off the Sunday campaign, which is,
Confusing.
So every other Monday starting today, basically forever. But no, that's a lie. However, we have a longish campaign, partly because this system is crunchy as heck. Excuse my language, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I
That
need
was
to add to
intense.
the lines and veils.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Offended.
The
Crunchy.
also the advancement process can be a little bit extended. So we'll get karma, which is the XP in the game. You can spend karma to buy up your skills and attributes and that sort of thing, and that's fun. Okay, so that relationship works okay?
Yep.
All right, did you jot that down somewhere? Okay.
Buddies.
Samantha looks excited to go.
I found one. You shared a heartbreak or dark secret with blank. What made you trust them? I'm gonna say that she shared a dark secret with Ashen because I think we have the same mentor spirit.
That's right. We have a very similar.
Similar.
mentor spirit.
Maybe
So-
it's the same.
Might
Maybe
be the
it's
same.
A different, slightly different aspect.
Slightly different. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So my mentor spirit is the seducer,
As is mine.
as is Ashen's. And clearly we were close.
That's right.
At least
we were.
for a little while. So I think that probably made me trust you.
Yep. Plus the ears.
Enough to and
Don't
the
forget
ears.
the ears.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
A fellow elf.
Yeah, we were
Question
both.
mark?
Yeah, we were elves. Things you share between elves.
I don't think that's it.
Fellow magic user?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I definitely can't tell Jane that this seducer mentor spirit is teaching me magics, because that's probably a bad idea.
I don't
we
think
think she
she'd
would
be
care?
I mean, the seducer is not evil.
No,
The seducer just wants what it wants.
but it probably did help me figure out flamethrower, which she definitely would not have taught me.
That probably was its recruitment tool.
Yeah.
It was like Clippy. Like, I see you're trying to shoot flames out of your hands. Can I help? Clippy is the seducer.
Nice.
I love it. That's very good.
Okay. That's good. Let's go here.
Oh, this one was really easy. Echo can usually read you like a book whether you want them to or not.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I like
Twin
that.
language for the win.
Yeah, not at all like something that happens in real life between us. at all.
Definitely not.
That'd be
Language?
weird.
Twanguage?
Don't ever say that again.
No.
Yeah, nope, just stop.
I regret having said it. I said
Yep.
it twice.
You
I
said
wish
it
I had said it
twice.
0 times.
We're all just going to pretend that that's what happened.
Yeah. Matt, go again.
Okay.
Surprise.
No pressure. 2 in a row.
Did you write down the first one somewhere?
I didn't have time because you're like, Matt, go again.
Matt, go again.
Shut up. I do what I want. I think that it says you and blank blow off steam together. What do you do? I feel like this is actually with the rooster.
Oh, you
And so I
okay?
think they talk about like what the latest upgrades are, and he's
I mean-
trying to be a little quiet about stuff, but she just kind of
Yeah.
he seems to be receptive enough that she can just kind of ramble out
I think
about it.
yeah. I think he's a listener and has occasionally dropped off the Mouthy Mercs magazine. You know, it's a guns and ammo sort of Mouthy Mercs. Dear Mouthy Mercs, I never thought it would happen to me. Actually ran out of ammo. Vindicator minigun. Okay, yeah. Relationship with Rooster is good. Oh, by the way, we're going to do 2 cards, and then we're going to answer this.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't make that clear at the beginning. Back to Sam.
Crap. That seems too same.
Don't forget you can trade a card with somebody if
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my first one was like the easiest. Now I'm like, I have no idea. These rest of them.
that's good.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Sorry. These are all difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like
You
it.
could just spin one and force yourself to answer it. That's always fun.
Oh, yeah. Let's just pick one. We'll do it this way.
Old fashioned.
Yeah. Blind. This one.
It's a choice. Read out loud. Maybe somebody wants to jump in that pool.
You want blank to try something new. What is it, and why haven't they done it yet?
Oh. That could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Your magic friend might benefit from, hanging out in astral space with you, or
Oh, that's true.
maybe your hacker friend could unplug for a while.
Get off the computer.
That would be new. That'd be trying
That would
something
be
new.
new. Yeah.
Go take a walk
Yeah.
in real life, in meat space.
Space.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah. Because I feel like Echo definitely goes outside to practice spells that setting things on fire
Yeah.
that Jane wouldn't want me to do in the house. So yeah, maybe she wants Bones to come out. Come to the park with me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
set stuff on fire. It'll be cool.
Yeah, no.
She's like, no.
No
Yeah.
thanks. I'm good.
It should be
There's
noted.
parks in here.
So that's good. Your answer can be no, and that's
Yeah.
still your relationship with
Yeah,
her,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So, just make sure I got this right. He, him,
He, him.
she, her,
Yeah.
she, her,
Sure.
she, her. Okay,
Okay.
great. Just to make sure I had that right. The Greenwood Collective has like hijacked electricity and water off of the city system. So we have that and sewer, right? And matrix access. You have a great big antenna on the roof to get satellite matrix access. But if you leave parts of the Barrens have pretty choppy, spotty matrix connection. So if you're in a car, most cars have matrix repeaters, right? And so you'll have pretty good matrix access if you're in a vehicle. But if you leave on foot or in a crap car, you may not have very good reception to the matrix. And this is the same for all of you have comm links. This is a concern for everyone in this world. So
Cool.
So bad signal if we leave.
Not in a car.
Not in a
Yeah.
car.
Not.
Or in a crap car.
All right.
Candace.
You partnered with blank to do something shady. What was it? I don't know why, but I feel it's
Gremlin.
Gremlin.
What?
I just don't know what it was. But I feel like we did something shady.
I think you did too.
I think
We
so
can
as
figure it
well.
out later. That's fine.
Okay.
Shady activities with
Does
Gremlin.
you have any ideas? Something come to your head?
Does anyone call you?
Sorry. Maybe it's something to do with, I don't know what kind of weapons you have or what.
A lot of
All of them.
Maybe it was some kind of hacked into some weapon dealer thing and got you some of your weaponry and disarmed codes or disarmed security, and you were able to get in there and steal the shit that you wanted.
Or maybe you help me with, I have a, where is it? I paid for it, but, so I have a fake ID as well. So you could have helped me out with that maybe.
Oh, by the way,
Oh, yes.
I bought you guys fake IDs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, these two.
You guys.
One.
Yeah.
Your hacker paid for your fake ID.
Oh, nice.
Magic
thank you.
users with no money.
Yay.
Maybe that's what me and
Oh, you went to get their fake IDs together?
maybe that's what it was. We
Because you could get into parts of town
and
where
then
you
she
need
could
ID.
physically go
Yeah.
in
Wait,
and
now I have a fake ID?
get some.
Yay!
And then
Almost a person.
we partnered up to do that shady business, and we gave them to our.
I like
buddies.
Yeah.
Alright.
I
So
like
maybe
how this works
do
for
they
me.
know how you got hold of this stuff? Well, you probably would have told Echo.
I feel like there's no reason to keep.
Oh,
that a
yeah, I
secret.
mean,
I don't think Echo would ask. She'd be
Oh.
like, "Oh, sweet, thank you."
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, if Echo asked,
I don't think it
Gremlin
would
would just
occur
tell
to
her,
her.
but
Okay.
I just
yeah,
assumed.
Yeah, I
that
think
stolen.
it's assumed
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
they know what I do.
Yeah. No, this is
We
Alright.
we all grew up together.
fell off a truck.
Yeah.
Jay, let's do one more for you, and then we're going
Sure.
to do the group question.
I think I've got one here. I avoid setting off Gremlin's ego, but it's difficult.
What did you say?
But it's difficult.
What was it?
oh,
I avoid setting off Gremlin's ego,
Oh.
but it's difficult.
Avoid. That's funny.
See, we were going to be friends, but then why?
hey, you did this, so now my character has an ego that she didn't have before.
Yeah.
I believe it's been
she?
mutually agreed upon. Okay.
So yeah, I just
I feel
you know,
like she's one of those that thinks she kind of knows everything. She's trying to seem like she knows literally
Yeah.
everything all
I like
the time.
that.
Like one of those kind of people where even if she doesn't, she has to act confident like she does.
yeah, and you do know a lot of stuff. You know your stuff about your guns and weapons and things like that.
Yeah, I know a lot actually as
Yeah.
a merc. It's jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. I feel like Ashen is definitely the kind of, in a way, kind of dick who'd be like, she didn't know that much.
I like it.
But at the same time, please like me, I'm an elf too.
Yep.
Look how pointy
But
my ears are.
I'm a fancy elf. I'm just like you
Okay. I'm
guys.
taking control of this. Can we establish ages? That'll be helpful
Sure.
to me.
I wrote down 22.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Well,
And
then
you
I'm
have to
going
be
to say that
22
as
as
well.
well.
Okay. But you're the older twin. You came out first.
I actually thought that too.
I had assumed that for some reason. I don't know why.
That's why she thinks she's in charge.
Yeah.
21.
21. Okay.
The baby.
Okay.
The baby.
So you all were in a class of 10 or 12 other kids, right? Roughly. We can come up with an exact number if we have to. But your teacher was a large, hairy human called Sunshine. And I need to know what your relationship to Sunshine was. And he was gruff, but not cruel, right? But he was there to make sure you completed your online lessons, right? So Jane, the matriarch, insists that you would all complete 8th grade at least. So basic education. I think some of you have expanded way beyond that. Like our hacker has the equivalent of a couple of degrees, right? So depending on how you did. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's in university you specialize. So I would just like to go around and hear what everyone's relationship. Sunshine is still around, by the way. He's still teaching kids who and still teaching 20-year-olds who want to learn more stuff, right? He's helping them do their lessons and having dialogue about if they have questions about something, he'll help them learn and look it up. So Mac. Oh, sorry. I'm going to start using character names. Gremlin. What is your relationship to Sunshine?
I think when she was in school, it was very much one of those teachers where it's like you have potential, but you're not using it because she was already very much on what she thought her path was for the rest of her life. And I think now that she's grown up, Sunshine still sees a lot of potential and tries to just kind of mentor her, even though she's not always very receptive to it. She listens to him, but kind of acts like, oh yeah, I heard that. Okay.
It's also worth noting, so he's not slim, right? He's a, heavier dude. But he also is the PE teacher. He's fit with an extra layer.
Oh, okay.
Right? So he'll wrestle with people in the courtyard, organized. Not just tackle someone I got you. But anybody who wants to, do that kind of stuff, he'll lift weights. He'll, he's also your PE teacher. So it's worth noting. Bones. I almost said bonus.
So he was our teacher, growing up.
Yeah,
we
for
had the same
8 years
teacher
ish.
forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you probably went out on your own when you realized you were real smart and could kind of take on your university education at age 12.
Yeah. Do you, how early do people get comm links?
Well, as soon as you can afford one.
Okay.
So, we have to decide whether you were born here or found, or do you have family here?
Oh, on the complex or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean the collective? Or,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wrote in birthplace because I thought we were all born here, but we're not.
Yeah,
maybe.
We are. I mean, you could have been left here just as a child, it's the only place you've known. That's the important part.
Okay.
Whether you were physically born here or came here as an infant or, something like that is fine. But yeah, he was your teacher for about 8 years while you were, old enough to do the basics.
What kind of classroom set? This all depends on my relationship. This is matters. What kind of classroom setting are we talking paper and pencil classroom, or is it
we're talking about
matrix classroom?
Beanbag chairs and VR gloves and goggles and it's a completely virtual classroom.
Okay, cool. So I think I was the kid that was always they're too smart for what they're doing, so I was always surpassing. I was bored in class with what is being taught, so I was always trying to hack into, I was already, trying to hack as a child, and that's why I'm, where I'm at now, because I was okay, I already get this, let me try to go here. So he's, somewhere in the VR space, and I'm, over here, and he would, catch me and, bring me back out.
Yeah.
And be can you focus? And I'm ugh. So I think I would get in trouble for not listening, but not necessarily for being, a bad kid.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was one of those things,
okay.
Bored kid that needs the honors class, but it's not necessarily offered.
Yeah, well, you could have, once he understood that, it probably would have taken a little while.
Yeah.
You can sort of go your own speed with online school, so...
yeah, that's probably where it started off, and then it was probably more of a, let me show you the more advanced things.
Yeah, and
then,
I think the probably what you were up against is that Sunshine is intelligent, but not a genius, and you're sort of genius level, right? and he would have had to acknowledge that and go, "Oh, right, you need to, like, I'll help you as much as you can, but you just, like, take off the limiter and go as fast as you want.
Yeah.
And I will try to help you."
Yeah,
Right?
probably more like that.
But, yeah, I'm sure you were bad at first. Like, disrespectful. Not bad, but, like, yeah. Okay, I like that. Echo.
I think sort of similar. Echo is not as interested in the like traditional education. She's like, this is boring. I'll just get this done real quick. Like, oh, I completed that assignment yesterday. Now I'm looking at magic stuff. That was boring. I did it already.
Okay. So your boredom turned into do the work real fast.
Do the work real fast so then I can have research time for myself to learn all the magics. Which is how she's like pretty advanced at magic for being so young.
Yeah.
Because I have a magic level of 6, which is a lot, and I know like 14 spells.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really unusual for someone your age.
Yeah, so like she did the work, and she did it, well enough to pass, but was like, yeah, I don't care about this stuff. I'm going to learn my own things.
Yeah, okay, good.
Oh, I was the bad kid.
Okay.
I was the kid who did not want to be there. I am 100%. I decided at an early age that Street Rat / Shadowrunner was where I wanted to go. And so I'm like, I don't need any of this. I don't need any of you.
This is not useful.
This is useless and a waste of my time. And also, I'm not listening to you. And so I was, nothing but trouble, cutting class, sneaking out of class.
How do you feel about that now?
Oh, I feel like it was time well spent being in that class.
Okay.
But that was.
So
that
do you
worked
feel a
out well.
little like you're not friendly with Sunshine now?
No,
either.
No,
okay.
No. Sunshine is like you were miserable.
Yeah, I mean he's probably ambivalent of like we're not friends, but also he's a pretty good teacher. Like you're a kid, that's fine, and he looks like he's maybe 40.
Yeah,
So
I would think the term snot-nosed punk
yeah
is probably pretty close to.
He also knew you when your ears weren't pointy.
So he's like, this kid.
Yeah. So there's that. I also think that there's, you talked about it a bit before, I was like an orphan, just sort of like a foundling here, and I feel like Jane took a real interest in sort of my raising, and I've always kind of traded on that.
Oh, yeah,
like
you
a
were the
little
favorite.
little bit of the princeling.
Yeah, don't you know who my mom is?
Exactly. Yeah. So she also let me get away with, when Sunshine complained about me, Jane was like,
he's special.
Let Ashen do what he's doing.
So since we all grew up together, would we all have known Ashen before you got your ears?
Probably.
Yeah. Or maybe he just... So, 60 years ago, people would turn into an elf or an orc at puberty, or not, and remain human.
I just told you I did. Yeah.
Theoretically, that has stopped happening.
Yeah.
Except for...
He's convincing everyone that it happened.
It happened.
Yeah.
And my real parents are elves.
Yeah.
You never met them. You
It's
never saw them. But they are 100% elves
It's
from
called
Oregon.
UGE. He's undergone unexplained genetic expression, which is what this
I went away for a couple
called.
weeks, and then I came back, and I was like, see?
Eh?
See, I
Second
told you all.
question. Since you don't like humans, how do you feel about Jane being a human, even though she's your, step-parent?
She's like my mom.
Okay.
It's okay.
She's
took
like the
me in.
exception.
Hashtag not all humans.
Exactly. She's a good one. She's one of the good ones.
Cool.
Okay.
Just curious.
I like that. Now, you have to answer a question. This will be conversation among yourselves. I cannot participate. We were involved, you all were involved in a mystery. What happened and how was it resolved? This could have been last year, it could have been 10 years ago.
Maybe Rooster disappeared for a while.
Ooh. I like that.
and we tried to figure out where he went to.
Yeah. And everyone just acted like it was normal.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just, he'll be back.
Yeah, we're just going to be back in a couple weeks.
I feel like maybe we found some clues, but weren't able to, like, completely figure it out, and he just showed back up.
Did we try to sneak out?
Probably tried to, like, figure out where he went and follow him.
And probably part of that is why Gremlins developed such a fascination with, like, hanging out with Rooster.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, she thinks she knows more than she does.
Maybe he came back a little different.
Yeah, I was thinking...
Maybe he had, like, a scar or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he came back maybe with, like, a
Yeah,
scar.
like some weird thing. And then when we ask him about it, he pretends like it's always been there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone else does, too.
Yeah, and they were like, no, he's always had that. Because he probably has a few scars, but we're like, no, that one was not there.
Yeah.
It probably happened when we were, like, really young, too, so he's like...
So like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're Scooby ganging it.
Yeah.
And we're like,
definitely.
no, he's always had that stuff.
It's like 12-year-olds are running around trying to solve it.
Yeah, that's why we didn't
mystery.
really figure it
Tales
out.
from the
but-
Loop.
Yeah. Tales from the Loop in
One day we'll
Shadowrun.
go. One day we'll Tales from the Loop, one shot it, and play
Oh,
that
yeah, we
scenario.
should.
Oh my god!
We'll do the flashback episode.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that question's been answered. The one we're going to answer next time is: our group fought our way out of a serious situation. What was it, and what happened? So think about that as we answer 2 more relationship cards.
Okay.
Candace, you're first.
Wait.
Okay. Oh yeah,
I'm the
I need
person
to
who's
use
writing.
I need to use character names. Echo, you're first.
Shit.
I love that you looked at me when you said it.
Nope.
though.
Nothing
It's already confusing you.
Yes.
Fangs.
I have to wear mine to the game now.
Let's see. Well, this one is obvious. Blank convinced you to do something risky, and you did it. What did
Guilty.
you do? That was definitely Gremlin. Let's see.
Accused.
I feel like maybe we pulled a prank on one of the local gangs vying for power.
The burning rubbers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe just the burning rubber.
Yeah.
Burning rubber.
Burning rubber
Rubber
is
gang.
Oh,
Burning
yeah.
rubbers is something else.
That's something else.
We're not talking about that gang anymore.
No.
Not until Happy Jack's nights.
Yeah.
The burning rubber gang.
Yeah. So maybe we went and used my flamethrower power to really make their rubber burn.
Yes.
Yeah. I can live with that.
Well, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the feeling that, like, especially when they were younger, before they found their styles, they very much looked like the same all the time. And so,
probably.
like, be like, I didn't do it. I was over here this whole time.
Yeah. Maybe like when we were younger, when we would go out, we'd pretend to just be one person.
Yeah, exactly.
And just like parent trap everyone.
All right. Bones.
Okay. You tried to impress blank and succeeded. What did you do to impress them? I think this one is for Jane.
Okay.
I think it had to do something with the security system on the building.
Okay.
I think I upgraded it,
And it worked.
and it worked.
Okay.
Yeah, I think people were trying to, like, maybe, like, hack into it or get through and kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, not that... I mean, she's obviously really powerful, but they were trying to break in from another angle, which she's probably not as
Yeah.
equipped with dealing with. And
I
I,
like
was
it.
able to figure it out and came to her with it and
Yeah.
actually brought her a solution. So she was like, oh.
All right. I like that. Was that fairly recent then?
I think it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Impressed Jane. I like that. She's not like a haughty jerk, like HAUGHT. Why? I don't know how you feel about 60-year-old ladies, but like she's fit, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
yuck your yum, I guess.
yeah, but she's not like, holier than thou.
Yeah.
You should listen to me because I'm better than you. She just is in charge. Like she's been here the whole 60 years. Like she grew up in this area, and then when she was old enough, because was like a little kid when everything went down, and this has just been her home, and she's committed to keeping it the way it is. So yeah,
I think she's
that's
like
cool.
more open with me doing some kind of like weird shady shit, like with my.
Well, and you guys steal electricity from the city. It's
Okay.
not like this is a town of paladins, right?
Yeah, okay,
Like,
cool.
You're stealing.
Like she knows we're doing it.
Yeah, you're stealing water and power from the city
Okay,
and not
cool.
paying for it. So,
Nice.
which I guess is what stealing means.
Usually.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
Yeah. Okay. Gremlin.
Blank makes you second guess yourself. Why? I think actually Bones does. And I think it's because Bones is so much more focused on one thing, whereas I've really kind of spread myself a little thin over a lot of things that, like, having focus specifically on hacking seems so useful, and so I kind of second guess that maybe I
as a
should have
specialist.
that maybe I should
Yeah.
have specialized in something a little bit more.
Interesting. I like that. That's a good story. Okay. Ashen.
When you need advice, you always go to Jane. When
Okay.
I need advice, I always go to Jane, and Jane points me the right way. She's the one person in this world I truly trust.
Okay, I like that. And also, I don't think anyone's gone over this, but if you use Jane or Rooster, just use each of them once. Because what the idea is to create ties amongst you guys as much as possible. Totally fine to use each one once, but because you have 6 cards. But Jay, go again. Sorry,
All right.
Ashen.
Bones makes me think in a way I never have before.
Oh,
Because Bones is so techie and so sort of like wired in, and I'm still like magical and in depth, and I'm not as like earthy as Echo. So it's just sort of this is that level of tech. I'm just like I don't understand that world.
does that work for you?
Yeah, that's cool.
So does that mean, like, do you two hang out some? And
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we're,
it's kind of like a odd couple hangout.
Yeah.
Of like,
well, I think because of like our bond that we figured out, I think it, things like that bring people together.
yeah. What was that other bond?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, that's right. The
Nothing.
struggle, the shared struggle. No, it makes sense that you two would have.
Yeah, kind of like a connection. It opened up like a little vulnerability. So maybe like I probably feel the same way. You can probably make me feel think about magic in a different way. Like both of them probably do. It's like
Also, just so it's noted, if you have a relationship with all 3 other players, you can double up on the other players.
Okay.
Right? So like Ashen could have 2 relationships with Echo, and that's fine. I think there are actually enough that you might have to double up on someone.
Okay.
Right.
Because there's 2 NPCs and 3 players, and you have 6 cards. So yeah, that's just math. That's the start of the round, right?
Yes.
You've answered 4 questions.
4 questions.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 questions.
Okay.
You know that Jane will protect our group no matter the cost.
Oh.
That's true. She would.
Yeah.
And you've seen her call down some scary magic.
Yeah.
Really, like, blow your hair back.
Oh, she teach me that.
Because you're you.
Fair enough.
Bones.
you refused help from Echo when you were at your lowest. Why did you refuse? I think I was too scared. I think her magic scares me, truly.
So what did you need help with that she would offer? Could it have been related to kicking your habit?
I think she might have been there when I got scorched.
Oh, okay.
Because I got, like, it was a really bad trip one time.
Uh-oh.
So to be clear, I have a moderate addiction to BTLs, which are better than life chips, so I get real sucked into virtual reality. So the fact that I don't want to go outside or be involved in the meat space is because I'm very plugged into this other reality. It's literally better than life. I don't want to be here. I'd rather be in this space. And it's so intense that it scorched me. I got too far in, and it did me dirty one time, and now it's given me this paranoia and anxiety sometimes. Not all the time, I can still kind of do it, but sometimes it'll get me. But I think you were around when it happened. Like, that specific time was bad, and I think I was just, like, freaking out, and you maybe were like, let me do this spell, or like come out into nature, or do this, and I was just so like I can't, I can't do anything, I can't, no, please just leave me alone, and I think the paranoia and anxiety was like, you're gonna make it worse, you're gonna I can't, no, now I'm I think it was just super panic attack.
Yeah.
And maybe it would have worked, but I just couldn't do it.
Would Echo have jumped in to be like, ooh, let me help you?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay, but with magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me fix your brain with magic.
Yeah.
And I was like, get away from me.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe a heal spell would have helped. But
Probably.
Yeah.
And any spell can go wrong in Shadowrun. And that's something I should just say as part of our setting again, and I'll mention it next time because it'll be session 1. I don't run magic like a machine in Shadowrun. Technically, it should work XYZ, XYZ, XYZ every time, right? I like to put a little English on it.
Alright.
So
Cool.
magic should be unpredictable and frightening. It's incredibly powerful in relation to the other techie things that you can do in the game. So it should be dangerous. So it is, and all of you know that it's dangerous. I didn't want that to be a surprise in character-wise. That's just a thing that you know. Do you have 3 questions
Really
left?
quick.
Oh.
Is your magic specifically different than other people's magic? Do you guys do magic the same? Or is it because I'm trying to decide, does magic scare me, or does your magic scare me?
So, my magic, I chose, she's just a straight up magician. So I don't have a specialization in types of magic. I can just do
a variety.
All spells, all spirits.
Yeah, I can conjure spirits, I can banish.
It's worth noting that Jane is a shaman, right? Has a very sort of tribal focused, she will sing songs or play an instrument or do something to cast spells. And you're a mage, right? Which is somebody who does equations and drawings to, that there's a spell, you're writing out the math of a spell.
Yeah, so lots of creepy sigils. And
Right.
It's a little more like Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Got it. And his magic isn't
Internal.
visible
Not
much.
Okay.
Aside from the fact that his fists do physical damage instead of stun damage, there's not much that's obviously magical about him. Just that has this, sort of martial art aspect to him, and he's also charismatic. So I don't know. He's probably less scary, unless he wants to be.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think magic all creeps me out, but specifically her magic scares me.
Okay.
That makes sense, because I could do stuff like leave my body.
Yeah, maybe it's not everything. I don't want to be oh my god, it's a phobia. It's just, it creeps me out.
Yeah.
But I don't know, scare. Well, sure, scares is the right word. I just don't want it to be mistaken as phobic. I can't be around it. But just I don't want it.
That makes sense.
Of all the magic, though, most creepy witch town over here.
Yeah. I was probably fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I think because Ashen tries to keep from inflating my ego. You have big plans, but Ashen keeps you grounded in reality. I think you try so hard to bring it down a notch just because I think there's like a certain level of like aspiration, but also jealousy of like not
Well,
being like a real elf.
Yes.
I want to be a real elf.
I'm a total
Well, how do you feel about Ashen keeping you grounded? Is that like something you're ultimately grateful for, or
I think it's annoying.
annoying?
It's
Okay.
like I have all these big aspirations. I want to do this stuff, and then Ashen's like, "Yeah, but maybe you should think about this." Or
Really? You're gonna do all that?
Okay.
Really? I guess.
Okay. Does everyone have just 2 questions left over?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. It is time to answer this one. Our group fought our way out of a serious situation. What was it, and what happened? This should be a life or death situation. So probably older teens, at least, if not very recent. And in this case, I'm going to say the 4 of you were 100% on your own in this situation you fought your way out of. Right? You weren't at home, or maybe you were at home, but like the rooster's not around, Jane's not around. The 4 of you handled the situation on your own. Okay. So, what was the serious situation, and what happened?
I'm wondering if maybe because Jane has kept everything so peaceful and is like idyllic, that maybe somebody tried to come in and like take over the collective.
Mm-hmm.
Because, they're like, oh, she's weak. There's, a lot of like protection here. This is a really good base of operations, and tried to do that, and we maybe stood up against them without even Jane like knowing about it.
Maybe you found out about it before they got to the collective and like
Maybe.
headed it off
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
and went out to like stop it before it got there.
Yeah. Yeah, we heard maybe Bones and I, over at Salvatore's place overheard some people talking about plans to like come in and like send in like basically ninjas to slip in and go after Jane without like not a full frontal attack.
Maybe, I don't know, like if he would do this or not, but maybe he tipped us off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2 of his very good customers. And
Yeah.
And
And
his,
he wants-
his crush.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
To be
So
protected,
he
yep.
maybe he tipped us off thinking like we would tell Jane, but like we were like, we got
Yeah.
this.
We can take
We
care of
can-
it.
we'll
We can
handle
do this
it.
ourselves.
Let's not
Yeah.
bother her.
And then there were like, the 4 of us against like 12 freaking adult human
Yeah.
ninjas.
Okay. So you all fought your way out. I want to know what scar you took away from that. What happened? I mean, we're talking about ninjas. We've got swords and probably
Yeah.
cyber weapons and probably some guns. You made your way out. You got, you
I
survived.
know, I'm just thinking of the scene in Jaws where he's like pointing right here and he's like, this is where she broke my heart. Comparing scars.
Did you get your feelings hurt in the battle?
Yeah. My feels got
was
super
tough.
hurt.
Oh, I want scars. I want scars.
Can I get a clarification on the comm links or something not working when we leave?
Oh, yeah. So when you're out in the middle of nowhere without any sort of like repeater or signal booster, your comlink can't reliably connect to the matrix, which is, the general sort of cell phone network. So, like, if the 4 of you are close to each other, you could actually do a point-to-point communication. You just can't contact the matrix, right? Like,
So that's anywhere outside of our collective?
yeah.
Like even when we go to Geo's?
Oh no, Geo would have matrix connection.
Right.
Oh, just like in between points. Like
Yeah.
traveling outside of like
Yes.
Yeah.
And if
places with Wi-Fi,
yes.
Right.
you don't get service.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Unless you're traveling in a car, pretty much any car would
We'll
have
have, like,
Wi-Fi
okay, got it.
repeater.
All right.
Okay.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are our
scars.
souvenirs from this fight?
I'm actually going to give Gremlin the scar I actually have. I have a scar down the middle of my forehead. And that's a bad place because she does do occasional work with her sister. And since they look exactly the same, there's like a defining difference in features right on her face.
Okay, I like that. So, forehead scar. All right. What was that? A blade?
It was a blade,
Okay.
and it came real close.
Yeah.
Real close to like chopping right through her nose.
Yeah. Yikes.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I've got some bullet wounds.
Okay, you got shot up a little
Yeah,
bit.
on the back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how. That wasn't, noble.
Well, I mean, they could have just surprised you.
Yeah,
you know?
just sort of.
And
yeah.
you have armor, so
Right.
you probably wouldn't be killed immediately, but
Right.
it still hurts.
Yeah, it still hurts.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell me how you feel about this based on something that I took. They chopped a tip of my finger off.
Yeah. Just
Wow.
a sword, and you were like, oh
Yeah.
no, and you, thunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
That actually makes that choice even better.
Yeah. Should I say it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It's for everybody that's like, what? Okay. I have a fingertip compartment that I can remove the nail, and I can hide like data chips or a micro drone or like things that are
Nice.
micro size, like fully concealed inside my fingertip.
Nice.
Are you going with your forefinger? We should decide what finger it is.
Yeah. I'll just, since I'm already playing this one,
Okay.
it's my left pointer finger.
Pointer finger. Got it.
Nice.
And yeah, you just narrowly avoided a
Yeah.
katana and lost that bit.
Yeah.
I like that better than somebody just choosing to chop off the end of their finger.
Yeah. Let me just put this in. Like,
Yeah.
no, I wanted to fix it, and I was like, oh, that's a cool way to get a new piece of finger.
Yeah.
Make it useful.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Who?
I haven't gone. I think maybe she took like a sword to the shoulder or something.
Oh, okay. So you've got a gash in your like clavicle area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a matching like entry and exit.
Well, it went all the way
scar.
through.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Cool.
Well, yeah. They're like, get that one. She's setting things on fire.
Oh yeah. I mean, in the world of Shadowrun, geek the mage first
Yeah.
is a known mantra. So if anyone sees you casting spells, they're gonna come after you. Who pulled that sword out of you?
I would assume.
I mean,
Is that her choice?
I would assume either Gremlin or myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want you to decide.
Well, she's right-handed. Yeah.
Okay. You just yank
that
that out
out.
yourself.
Heal it.
All right.
Fix it with magic.
Please add a katana to your inventory.
Oh, yay.
Nice.
Sweet.
Ooh. Souvenir.
It's not a like
I don't know how to use it.
folks
so.
who are listening. I know the weapons in this game are not always depicted accurately, and it's probably not a actual katana as described by Japanese martial arts culture. But the game has a thing called a katana in it with stats. So
Okay.
that's what we're using.
Got it.
And okay, I think you have answered my question of fought your way out of a serious situation. What was it? What happened? I don't think even you totally defeated them.
No.
They were just routed,
Yeah.
and they escaped, you escaped, but there wasn't enough of them to do. Because I don't think the four of you walked in and just laid waste to 12 ninjas.
No, we did
No.
not.
No. I mean, they
so-
weren't expecting us, but still.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. They weren't in any shape to attack the collective after that.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Okay, that's very cool. The final situation we shall have to answer. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh my.
Yes.
What line has the group already crossed? Okay, we'll think about that. Candace, why don't you go first? Oh, sorry. Bones.
Does anybody want to trade
I do.
anything?
I would trade a thing.
I have a thing for trade. You can look at it if you would like. You can make a decision. Oh wait.
This one you wanted?
Yeah. It's
Do you want any of these?
yeah. I will take one of these.
Okay. Do you want to look at these?
Sure. Please. Oh yeah, I'll take this one.
The
Okay.
exciting trading card.
Yeah, sorry guys, this is like dead air.
It's session 0. This kind of stuff happens.
If anybody else wants to go, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have one on hand?
Sure.
Ashen?
This one's weird. It's like the weird one you brought up before, and that's also why I didn't want to trade it to anybody, because it's a little odd. It's the you knew and trusted blank before coming to your location.
Yeah.
How did you meet? Since we've all like grown
Yeah.
up here.
I thought I had. Why don't I give you a different one?
Okay.
Oh no, I handed all those out. I thought I pulled that card. Oh well. What's the other side of it say?
I'm not sure. Which one do you want more?
It's really the
Let's
same.
take
It's
that
you
one.
knew blank
Oh.
before coming to our location, and we're jealous of them. Why?
Why don't you just say you knew blank growing up, and
Yeah, I mean,
either one, jealous or
yeah,
Yeah.
I would go with jealous of Echo.
oh,
Oh.
for the like full magic ability.
Full magic ability.
Uh,
And her really cool ears.
yeah.
Switching it up, which style? My pointy ears.
Yep.
Those pointy ears.
I like that.
They're only
Um,
slightly pointier than yours, but still just a little
Just
bit.
a little bit. Just a little bit. And it's noticeable. So noticeable.
Echo, do you have one ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you find yourself strangely drawn to Bones. What captures your attention? I think she's like so opposite me that like she's just fascinated
Mm-hmm.
that like I spend so much time in like spirit magical astral land.
Is this like butterfly under glass attraction, or a little bit of crush, or what? How do
I
you?
don't think she knows.
Okay.
I think she's just sort of like, huh.
What is all of this?
What's happening over here generally? So, like, even though you're a little freaked out by her magic, she probably really wants to be friends with you.
That's awesome. It's so awkward.
It's just like, come outside with me. Talk to me about your weird hacker stuff. I don't know. Let's be friends.
I love that. That's great. Is that okay for you?
Yeah,
All right.
that's funny.
Well, let's go to Bones.
It's funny that you said that. I don't know if I want to do that now. I was gonna say, I don't know how I feel it for this, or what. I don't even know where it's gonna go. But okay, it's a difficult card. You have feelings for. I was gonna say Echo,
Yeah.
but haven't told them. Why not? I think easy enough. I think it's going back, like, just to keep it easy, is like, because her magic scares me, and I feel like it could never really go anywhere because that's a part of her. But like, I think I really like her as a person, and like, even romantically, just like attracted to her, like.
But is also scary.
But she's also really scary, and
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe if she didn't have the magic, like, that's just like, I can't get past
It's
it.
that
So-
bad boy bad girl attraction.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm like,
it's,
kind of thing. So like,
we don't always like the ones we're supposed to.
yeah, I think it's more like I would never, or at least until now, like, I feel like I would never say it because, like, what's the point? I don't think it'll ever go anywhere. I
Okay.
think I'm just valuing, like,
Well, I like writing that down and putting it in the books.
I like
sure.
it.
Okay.
Gremlin.
So this is kind of messed up, and that's why I like it. And I've used everybody at the table, so I'm going to use Echo again.
Uh-huh.
You used Echo to get ahead. What did you do? Do they know?
Okay.
And I'm
So
trying
this
to
is
think
not
of
a nice thing you did.
no. And I'm trying to think of what it is, and I feel like maybe before I gave her fake ID, I used it for the, like, remember I have the implants?
Yes.
And that I went through that whole process, and maybe, like, it was a little bit shady how it went down, and they were asking for some form of ID, and she actually used Echo's.
Okay, so Echo's ID would have something registered on it. Some sort of activity.
Yeah.
That I don't know about.
Right.
Yeah, that she doesn't know about.
Perfect.
It's been swiped somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just to stir the pot that, you know, she may have used the fact that they are identical twins to her advantage.
That makes
once.
sense.
Yeah, so this would be pre-scar.
Pre-scar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
like
I don't
that.
think Echo doesn't know
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Maybe the IDs are all like new. Like we just
Yeah.
kind of did all that, so maybe we haven't really used them. Yet,
Yeah,
or
but
much.
yours has been
Mine
checked
has
in
a thing
somewhere.
on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I have -1 karma.
Yeah. So that's important to know. I can't remember who I said this to and who I didn't. If you want to buy something with karma and it would put you at like -1, -2, I can live with that. But you're going to have a little bit of bad luck until you get more karma. You have bad karma. Sound effect.
Oh, where's my phone? I failed.
You. Yeah.
Yeah, text me. I'm
all
not
right.
kidding.
Okay, so while I'm texting her, Ashen.
Let's see. So blank gave me good advice at a crucial moment. What happened? Please, everyone. So I'll go with the rooster on this one.
Oh,
The rooster gave me some good advice, and it was like early on in my school career.
it's the sound effect from Fallout. That is when you did Fallout 3.
Yes.
And you got bad karma.
When you did that.
when you did a bad, and I have it for my text message sound because I got such delight out of hearing that sound in the game. I'm like, yeah, I did the thing.
Did bad.
Okay, so the rooster gave you good advice.
Right. When I was like, there was a point when I was really fed up with Sunshine and with school that I was just going to bail and bail on the town entirely and just like, I'm going to go find my fortune. You guys can't tell me what to do. And Rooster didn't let me go.
Okay.
Rooster was like, you need to stay and figure you're too young to be out there in that world.
Did he entirely talk you into staying, or was there some physical restraint?
Oh, there was a lot of physical restraint.
Okay.
There was a fair amount of,
Picked you up and carried you like
Yeah.
a football.
yep.
Yeah.
Again, snot-nosed punk
Yeah.
comes up a lot.
And 12-foot tall troll.
Yeah.
Your character's strong, though.
Pretty
would you-
strong.
Like tanky.
Yeah.
Not quite.
I mean, he has body armor and he's fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Fast and agile
Okay.
Yeah.
and
So.
punchy. I like punching.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said like monkish.
Yeah. Yeah. Monk tank.
Cool.
Monks can tank.
Monks can tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's got cards?
I think we got
have
Yes.
one left.
we all have
Okay.
one. Did
Yeah.
you finish
That was
yours?
my last
Oh, that was
one.
your last one.
Okay. Echo.
So my last one is you have plans for something but worry blank won't like it. What is it? I'm thinking Echo has schemes. Be
And
worried.
do you have something for everybody at the table?
Yes,
Okay.
I do. So I think this one I'm gonna relate to. So for my social stress, I have corporations. Mac, I don't think we talked about this yet, but the source for that, I was thinking that maybe our parents were, at least one of them was a mage, like hired by a corporation.
Sure.
And they didn't want us to basically grow up in corporation jail.
Yeah.
So they like smuggled us out.
As infants.
As infants, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very like
Or even pregnant.
anti-corporation because they're like corporations are bad. Don't become a corporation mage. Maybe she wants to take down the corporation.
Okay.
Like that's her ultimate goal with like getting all this magic knowledge
Okay.
is to like destabilize capitalism.
In downtime, you two should decide on a megacorp, right? There's
Okay.
only 8 of them, I think. So
Okay.
Yeah.
we'll decide that between games, right? Just so we have that in the back pocket.
Yeah.
And I will abuse it when I know the answer to that.
Enemy,
will.
enemy megacorp. But I feel like Gremlin is much more like the business person being more of a mercenary, and Echo is like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna take down this corporation.
My hippie
Okay.
sister.
Yeah.
Hippie activist.
Yeah.
Anti-capitalist.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I mean, you did sort of grow up in a communist utopia.
Yeah.
I mean, utopia is a strong word, but
Relative to everything
Yeah.
going on in our neighborhood, sure.
yeah. I mean, communism could work with 200 people.
Yeah,
That's
it's
very
great.
well.
Okay. Bones.
Okay. This one's either for Ashen or Gremlin. I'm not sure if
You
anybody.
have one for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have the least with them. So, if you have any ideas, jump in. You shared an epic failure with blank, but it brought you closer.
Oh,
That's neat.
I feel like we've been pulling some shit off if we were doing like fake IDs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Maybe you did the IDs. That went relatively well.
Yeah.
And you were like, cool, let's do another thing.
And it was like really bad.
And it blew up in
We're
your
like, we
face.
fucked that up.
What is the end of that question say?
What? Oh, but it brought you closer.
Yeah, so there was an
Shared
epic failure. Okay. Do you have an idea of what it should be? I can make suggestions.
Um,
There's so many ideas.
I mean, maybe we actually tried to pull like a bigger crime. My character actually has a car, but I don't know if your
yeah.
character has interest in like a vehicle, and we tried to like steal you a vehicle, and it went really badly.
Oh, maybe you're trying to get like a fancy drone somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even that. Yeah, we tried, but we were trying to pull like an old school grift or something, and
Yeah.
the guy was just like, "Oh fuck you! I see right through this." We like left
'cause
him
you
Yeah,
needed
that
a-
makes sense.
You
'cause
needed
I have,
a face.
and we were like, we got this. All right, we tried to do some
Okay, you tried to crime.
vehicle crime.
Yeah, we tried to crime and we
We
failed.
tried to
at
do
it.
some Grand Theft Auto and it failed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a drone would be fun, but I feel like a car would also be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Who has cards?
I do.
Okay.
Blank delayed your progress on something important. What was it? And I think it's actually Jane.
Okay.
Delayed my progress on something important, and I think, my character's got like, she's got such aspirations, and I think she was gonna take a job much earlier than she was able to, and Jane like actually intervened without like being like, I know what you're gonna do, but like kind of just got in the way of it, and
Yeah.
probably knew, but was trying to save her from
Yeah.
this life of crime that she's obviously barreling towards.
Okay. So Jane got in your way.
Yeah.
Any cards left?
Not that.
Okay. You have that, or it's
No.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No relationship cards.
No relationship cards.
No
Okay.
relationship cards.
Let's answer this question, then we'll do our places.
Okay.
I think we might. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say we'll have time for something, but it's only 9 o'clock. We're doing pretty good.
What time does this session usually
10.
run?
7 to 10.
7 to 10.
Yeah. What line has the group already crossed? And this would be something that previously you probably thought you wouldn't ever cross, right? So something that you all would agree as a maybe moral issue, or even like a safety issue of like, yeah, we'll never go in the sewers where all those ghouls are.
There are ghouls?
Who said ghouls?
God damn it.
How else are you going to get a ghoul friend?
Oh. No.
That's a
Rescind
good
that.
self-high five.
Rescind it.
Stop recording. Stop streaming.
Delete file.
Delete internet.
Cancelled.
Uninstall internet.
Unsubscribe.
Cancel my AOL online.
I would like to unsubscribe from your newsletter.
What did we do? We kill somebody?
I mean, I think murder's a line we expected to cross, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of, like, my character's like, well, that's how
Yeah.
you get paid.
Well, okay, so a little bit about that is doing what's called wet work in Shadowrun is something where you fully expect to be paid extra. If you were to roll into some office and you know there are going to be security guards there, most of the time you're not going to kill them because that will bring so much more heat down on you, right? So if you can like knock them out, sneak around, do whatever. If you're in the city, you know, or anywhere within like police range, killing people is a really risky thing to do, first of all. And two, it's like not easy to do, even, you know, for folks who have to do it for their criming. So that's something to think about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's just worth noting that if you're going to go somewhere and have to do murders, you would expect to be paid a lot more money for that sort of thing.
So, like, murder's not the general go-to outcome of all combats and things.
No.
Okay.
Not if you're playing
So
it
maybe
wrong.
we did.
Maybe in our...
Well, because, like, you know, like in D&D, you fight somebody,
Right.
they're gonna die.
Yes.
Like, that's just what it is.
That's
So it's
usually
not
the goal.
here. That's
Maybe in
not
our
the goal.
ninja fight, someone died.
Yeah, that could be.
And it could be like the first time that we
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
where that line was
Maybe
ever
that's
crossed.
why
Yeah.
they backed off.
Yeah.
Because maybe they never intended to go that far either.
Yeah,
And
like they were
everybody was
only
just
going to
like,
take
oh.
out Jane.
Yeah.
They didn't actually want to like kill everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
What if there was a fifth member of your friend group when the ninja thing happened?
Oh.
They got killed,
Smithy.
and then you all took out a couple ninjas.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Smithy.
Not Smithy.
Smithy? Okay.
Who? Don't know.
Oh.
Just left one day.
Smitty.
Don't know why.
I don't know. He wasn't, he was just kind of
No.
expendable.
He was wearing that red shirt. Told him not to wear that into battle.
Yep.
He was all, oh, so the bad guys can't see you bleed, and you know what? Your friends can't see you bleeding either.
That's right.
I
Bad idea.
have written Smitty's name, drew a circle around it, a line through it, and a little tombstone next to
Oh. Which is better than Smitty got.
it. Yeah.
Just rotting out
Did
there.
you just leave him there?
Maybe we like buried him with no marker.
No marker.
Well, like
This
just
is like how all teen horror movies
chunks
start.
of,
Yeah.
chunks of concrete and
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
But then you went and killed some ninjas.
And then we hopefully killed a couple ninjas.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we've definitely not told anybody about that.
Yeah. And we're real.
We don't even know
We
who
feel
they really
we
work
feel very
for.
weird about it.
Yeah,
but
that's-
also like,
That,
well, we did that.
Yeah.
yeah.
We can do that.
We totally do that.
Is
We can get
anybody-
paid for that.
Does anybody have a problem with saying that was everyone's first murder? Or has anyone murdered before that?
I like it being the first.
Yeah.
I like it being
That's a good first
It's
murder.
my first murder.
all
How about
of our
you?
first murder, maybe.
Baby Merc.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'd like to think about that.
Okay, that's
All
fine.
right.
It could be everyone else's first
Maybe
murder.
we think
and-
it's her first.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she has like a
no, it was
secret.
my first murder,
Yeah, she's
guys.
like, oh, it's my totally
Yeah.
my
By the way,
first
you should
time.
strike right here.
Yeah.
I
No
like
reason.
that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I that might not have been her first murder, but she might act like it was.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we crossed the line. Smitty got killed.
Yep. Well, you know.
Lost a teammate.
Yep.
That's
It
okay.
happens.
We buried him in the nice park with all the rubble where we met the mentor spirit.
Yeah.
Oh.
For a nice view.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
brought home a nice dog.
Just go visit, do some fireballs to entertain our dead friend.
Okay. Yeah, sort of a Dia de los Muertos style.
That's what you did. I did a bunch of Zen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Laid out.
Escaped
Yeah.
into another reality.
Okay. All right. Let's do our places. All right. Does that sound good?
Sure.
I'm going to draw a couple as well. Don't turn them over.
Ah,
You did it wrong.
These are surprises.
surprise.
Yeah, wait until the teacher says you can start the test.
Why?
Also, remember, we're going to try to do
get
these. Excuse me. I'll wait.
I bet you will. Sure.
Oh, you want to wait? All right.
So we're going to try to do these the way you've turned them over. If it's really not great, you can always X your card to either turn it or get a new card. Okay, that's fine. And I'm also going to do 2 cards. So let's do mine first. Our location has a place that you feel is cursed or bad luck. What is it in the collective that is cursed or bad luck?
Why'd you look at me?
Is this a question
number one,
that we all
For
because-
answer?
all of us.
Number 2, because us. Number 3, I don't know, but my brain just went to the Shrieking Shack, and we have sunshine that we know more about. Sorry, that's just my brain rolling.
Okay, so
Is it the apartment we live in? We
okay.
live in the cursed apartment.
Is that okay?
All right. That's fine by me.
What number is it?
Sure.
13.
Obs.
Was it 113, 213, or 313?
We don't know, the first number fell off.
Well, you know what floor you're on.
And then that way it's the same backwards and forwards.
Oh yeah,
3, yeah.
313.
Oh, boy.
Okay, cursed place.
But it
Cursed
still
place.
fell off, so
It
it's
still
still
fell
just
off.
13,
It's just
but
13.
technically it's 313.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like going there.
Where did that 3 go? It's not even on the floor. It's just gone.
No.
Nope.
It was there when you moved in,
Was it?
So it's a cursed apartment? That's what the card
Yeah.
said. It's some place is cursed.
or at least you think it's cursed.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
It's
because there's
bad-
always some weird
cursed or
shit
bad
going
luck.
on in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, flip a blue card, please.
I have unfinished business with someone in my location. Who and what is unfinished?
Does it say I or we?
It says you.
Oh,
You have
Okay.
unfinished business.
so you can interpret that as you yourself, if you prefer, or you could interpret that
Sure.
as you, the group.
Collective view.
Collective
I
you.
was just about to
But that's your choice because it's your card.
No, I'll do the collective view. So we have unfinished business with someone here.
Here being the collective.
The collective. Someone in the Greenwood collective. Who do we have unfinished business with?
We never did find out 100% where Rooster went.
Oh, yeah.
Unfinished business seems pretty
It
ominous.
seems more serious, though.
It does
yeah.
seem, yeah, it does really seem.
I mean, if you want to, I mean, so I'm interpreting that to mean if you said the rooster is an untrustworthy character, is what.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
so if you decide that, we have unfinished business with the rooster because we don't trust his motivations, and that's fine. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page when we decide something.
Okay, I get it. If you want it to be more ominous, we can definitely find something.
Yeah, I
more
think
ominous.
unfinished business suggests there's something serious that needs to be finished, or you'd like to have finished.
What if we don't want it to be finished, but it's serious?
That could be, yeah. You have
Like the
unfinished business, and you
disappearance
hope
of
it
Smithy.
never.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
His parents are there.
yeah. Oh, and we can
yeah.
make up NPCs now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There are 200 people living here, right? We can name more NPCs.
Yeah, maybe we never told Smitty's family what happened to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
We-
just gone.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were the last people that they saw,
Yeah.
so they ask us a lot of questions.
And we're always just like, I don't know, he just split.
Okay.
Maybe they're always like they don't trust us because they know we're lying.
Right.
Like, they're just like,
We
You
don't-
guys were always bad news, and you're always dragging him into like stuff.
100%.
They
Yeah.
didn't want him hanging out with
Yeah.
us because we're like,
So they're
Bad
like
influence.
upset. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even though he would not leave us alone.
Right,
Yeah.
he just tagged along. We
Yeah.
said, don't come.
Yeah.
So annoying.
So scary.
So what are we supposed to do? He just ran along.
Yeah. I'm like, was he our friend? Oh my god. It was just this kid that like.
Did a ninja
yeah.
kill him?
Echo?
Was that whispered?
Echo's like, I just saw him in the park.
Maybe.
Let's see. You are torn between two people in our location. Who and why are they at odds?
Okay, so two people at the collective are at a vast disagreement. Two people who you probably like,
Yeah.
but they are, and it's, I'm going to veto Jane and the Rooster.
Okay.
They're not a couple, but they're real good work partners, right? Like they just work well together, so.
What was the question again?
You are torn between two people in our location. Who and why are they at odds?
Is it we or you? It's you, right?
Well, it could be collective you also.
Okay.
You said there was like shops, yeah? At the
Well, in the
collective,
collective,
or,
I mean, it's more like swap meet kind of, but there's a little
like
smithy.
vendors and stuff?
There's what?
Like little vendors?
Yeah, I mean, various people in the collective make stuff. Resources come in, people make clothes, or people find clothes, and
Yeah.
and you do have people coming in every once in a while, like making deliveries or whatever, and it's just risky. They're like armed caravans that come through.
You have a thought.
I
What's your thought?
do. It's a more personal thought with our characters from something you set up earlier.
Okay, what is
that
it?
maybe our parents have split, so we're with one parent or the other, and they're at odds within the thing and talking about like corporations aren't that bad and blah blah blah, and the other one's like they are bad, and so there's this rift like between our parents within the collective.
Oh.
I like that.
Does that work for
That's
everyone?
kind of
Yeah,
fun.
that
Yeah, I
works.
think that's something that would reverberate through
Yeah.
your friend group
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, so do the parents have a last name?
I guess we have to decide if
I
we
guess
have
we
a
have to
last name.
pick one.
Yeah.
I almost picked a first name that wasn't like a moniker, so we can
Okay.
maybe use that.
What's that?
Llewellyn?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Well, I guess they don't have to have the same last name either.
Yeah, but they had been at least formerly Mr. and Mrs. Llewellyn.
Okay, I'm gonna put twin parent schism.
Yeah. Maybe one of them was more adamant about leaving the corporation than the other one was.
Yeah.
So is that your guys' last name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
guess so,
I
but
guess
we don't go by
use
it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have official IDs. It's not on any paperwork. You don't exist. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
We like so like our official names, we probably don't ever like use those.
you don't have official names. You have the name on your fake ID, and you have whatever name you grew up with, which might be something like Sunshine. Like that's literally his only. He doesn't have a real name. That's his name. That is his real name, I should say. Right?
Well, like I mean, our parents gave us names. Like I'm pretty sure my parents didn't name me Bones.
maybe not.
I didn't. I mean, I wasn't born with like bone.
Okay,
a bone
all right.
onesie, like or like bone skull,
Or were you?
or that's what they would call me because I was so skinny, and then I like
Yeah, and you were
and
like
I
bony and
and then I maybe like embraced it, and then I got the ones in
Yep.
moment. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could see
could be.
parents having done that because, babies look like gremlins, and then it's like, oh, there's another one.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
exactly the same. Echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's so perfect. I love it.
I love it.
Okay, cool. Great,
All
then
right.
I don't have to think of a name. I was worried about that.
Okay,
The
the
Llewellyn.
twin parent schism is awkward.
Yeah.
That was yours, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Bones.
Divorced parents. Our location has a valuable resource. What is it? How does it help us?
Okay. Let's do something other than the water and power, which is extremely valuable that we have that, but I bet we have something else.
I mean, we have our kidney-shaped pool farm.
That is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people could also be a resource as an option
yeah.
too.
There could be
Somebody
some people here
because
who are-
of Jane and the followers that she attracts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we might have like an actual doctor.
Yeah.
We could have, I don't know. We
Yeah.
could have a big, no, we don't have a weapons cache.
That's why I'm wondering if maybe it's the people we have like some particularly like strong spiritual magic people, it seems, in our group.
It could be. Yeah, it could be more than just Jane as a powerful mage or shaman. That's an option too. All those can be resources. Could also have gold under the floorboards.
Right.
Gold!
The Marhills.
Yeah.
I like the people. I like that. Let's just sort of the stability and the length of the community has like attracted doctors and stable people and
Skilled people.
skilled people. You
Yeah.
know, skilled like clothing makers and like it's just a
Okay.
like we've got
We attract
artisans.
skilled workers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
less ragtag.
Yeah.
Okay.
More people that know what they're
What's the
doing.
language of the question again? Just so we...
Our location has a valuable resource. What is it?
Okay.
How does it help us?
So how do you feel about that? The sort of highly skilled...
Why would they be here in this janky town as opposed to the metropolis?
Because
though?
they would be anti-corporation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Extremely anti-corporation.
Ooh. Okay. Cool. I like that
Okay.
doctors thing.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I'm almost thinking like the anti-pharmaceutical company
Oh, yeah.
deal, and they're
Oh,
more
yeah.
like maybe their medicinal practices are more natural, and like they don't jack up their prices and stuff.
Yeah, okay. All right, so our resource is going to be medical personnel.
Okay.
That helps us by helping us not die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And with the personnel are most important. We have some medical resources, but we probably don't have like a full-on hospital, obviously.
Right.
We have like a pretty solid nurses station, you
Yeah.
know, with 3 beds in it and some good med kits, but there's probably one doctor who could do surgery, but this is a bad place to do surgery.
Yeah.
So,
Not going to be sterile.
yeah. So that would be like emergency surgery only. Okay.
Our location was generous with someone, but they took advantage of us. What happened?
The doctor.
That damn doctor.
I mean, we could go with something new,
Yeah.
or we could tie back to something we were already talking about earlier. Like maybe we even tried to help out the Burning Rubber Gang, like try to give them like asylum or something.
I'd love to get some more NPCs
But we could try
in.
like
that's something new.
like way out there too.
We were generous to someone and we regret it. Because they took advantage of us.
Maybe we tried trading with another community.
And so that community's still over there, but they screwed us.
They screwed us. Like we sent them good things. Like we sent them good medicine
Oh, yeah.
that our doctor had, and they sent us back a box of rusted parts.
Yeah, they were like, hey, we'll send you mechanical spare parts that
Yeah.
you need for stuff, and
It was like
it was just
trash.
like bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just stopped talking to us.
Yeah. After they got all these meds from
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, rude.
We
That
don't like
sucks.
them.
Okay. So what is the name of that area, group, gang?
East Hill?
East Hill. Okay.
I like it.
Is it the East Hill gang? Is it a like
It's a community
building
like ours.
a
yeah.
community? Okay, East Hill community.
There was definitely some talk about we should go and
Kick their asses.
Handle
maybe
that,
set them
yeah.
on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe Jane was
I was
like,
thinking.
maybe she was like, let it go.
Yeah.
But a very ominous, like, we're gonna handle it. Like,
Yeah.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
And we don't even know.
We don't know.
Like,
No
what
one's-
she's
we-
planned.
no
Like,
one's
nothing's
heard anything
happened.
else. You know.
Maybe it's just like a.
Maybe they don't
let
talk
it
to us
go.
because they're all dead. We don't
Yeah,
know.
we don't know. Nobody's checked it out.
There was a lightning storm around that time.
Yeah,
you know
weird.
Okay. I'll do another one.
Oh.
Xing that. It's just boring. I mean, it's boring in the context of our game. All of the questions are good. Oh yeah, this is good because it's not going to be Jane or Brewster.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone in our location makes sure everything gets done. Who is that person? This is our A type, right? Our resident, organized, make sure the meeting minutes, the community, meeting has minutes taken, and has, the Google Drive is organized that everybody can put documents in, and it's, that person. Might even be somebody your age from your class.
I think it's old Mrs. Freeman.
Okay.
All right.
And she's like, I've been here so long. I know how everything goes and how everything should go. And she just, I don't know, she just knows how to run the place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody lets her do it because that's her thing. And
And
gives
it
her
doesn't really
something to
hurt
do,
anything,
keeps
yeah.
her busy. Nobody else really wants to do it, probably.
Yeah.
We call her like abacus behind her back. This is old and outdated
Yeah.
for counting stuff.
Yeah, like we probably have way better ways to do it, but we're like, just let her do it.
Yeah.
Just let her.
Google Docs.
Yeah.
What are those?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. But how did you get that? What is Google?
Docs? Like they patch you up
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Which way do you want to
I
turn
want
it?
to do this.
Spin it. You still have to turn it over one way or the other.
Yeah.
What kind of art is popular in our location?
Oh,
How do we get to enjoy it?
that's fun.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Industrial music.
Okay.
Loud, janky, grindy. Industrial music is what all the kids are doing, but only in the digital space.
Well, that's better because it would be real loud otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're not in it. Yep. So you gotta plug in or use VR.
So there is there's a rude word to talk about orcs and trolls called trogs, and there is a trogcore genre of music
Oh wow.
of like orcs and trolls who've
That's my jam. I have that as a specialized skill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and it's
Is that what it's called? Trog music? Because I'm going to write that specifically. Is that what it's called? What is it? Trogcore?
trogcore? Yeah.
All
it's-
right.
I don't know if that's officially in Shadowrun, but that's
Our
what
love it.
game.
and yeah, I think there's probably a whole bunch of like
Yeah.
virtual instrument players.
Yeah.
Although in VR, understand like you could actually learn how to play guitar.
Right.
You know, if it would be a little getting used to a physical guitar, or you have a physical guitar that is an electric guitar not plugged into an amp, but it's plugged into your input. And so you're playing it, and it's going twang, 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 you know, like the electric guitar noise that isn't plugged in. But in VR, you're just thrashing, you know?
But it's also played on axes against garbage cans.
Yeah.
Warhammers on skulls and just crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean, in VR, and you
Yeah,
can
it doesn't
You
matter.
do
generate
crazy
whatever,
stuff.
yeah. Okay, so is
How did
that...
How did you write your note about old Mrs. Freeman? Like, what is her title?
She's organized.
Oh, she organizes around the community.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Cool. Go on.
Okay. So I think our town. Are we famous for our trogcore music?
Are we famous for anything?
Oh, maybe the big trogcore band that's popular right now came out of the Greenwood Collective.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be.
So we're a lot of people know, we're famous for being their hometown
Right.
or something. Maybe
Yeah.
That's
maybe
what
there were
puts on
some
the
of our
map.
buddies or whatever.
Yeah,
that
a
went
couple years
off.
older enough.
Yeah, maybe a little
Which
older.
might actually be mixed results being on the map.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I was
yeah.
thinking.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
which is I like
Yeah.
mixed results.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
telling you don't do that.
I was like, I don't know. Okay.
This is your scheming GM speaking.
Okay.
We've handed you a tool.
Yeah.
Okay, trogcore music.
Yep.
Well, now, have to ask, what's the band's name?
Oh, yeah, we do need to know
Yeah.
that.
The Bloody Stumps.
Okay, that's cool.
But they're like pop trotcore. They sold out.
Trending
Yeah.
trogcore band.
Yeah, as soon as they got popular,
Oh yeah.
they sold out and moved
Yeah,
to the big
now we're like
city. and-
Whatever.
I knew them before.
They used to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to really thrash.
I remember when we used to go see them down in the
Yeah.
sewers. Like, I thought they were hot shit.
Okay. Was that your last
My
card?
last card.
Okay.
Echo.
Let's see.
Oh, that just fell off the wall.
What was it? Is that
Something.
important?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, I think some duct tape fell down.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was just like this peripheral.
It's okay. Our studio's not held together with duct tape, folks. Don't worry about that.
It's probably fine.
Everything's fine.
Let's see. Well, that one I think we've already answered. Okay, our location lost someone important. Who did we lose and how?
Okay. Yeah, Smitty was just your friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
Oh,
one
somebody.
cares.
We said somebody important.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one cared about that guy.
No one cares.
What
His
a
parents are like
suck-up.
background.
Yeah.
Those kids.
Maybe Jane had an apprentice who was...
Damn it, get out of my fucking head.
Can't, we're twins. Who she was training to, like, take over after her eventually, like, as shaman. But they fucked off.
Oh.
What if it was her daughter?
Oh.
Oh,
I like that.
What is the phrasing?
Our location lost someone important. Who did we lose and how?
So she could have left. She could have been killed.
She could just disappear.
I like that she just
mysteriously.
disappeared. Like
Okay.
that she was here one day, and then she was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens around here.
Yep.
Rude.
What's her
That's
name?
happened quite frequently. Smitty disappeared, Rooster disappeared, but he came back.
Yeah.
She came back.
Jane's daughter is definitely not in the park where we buried Smitty.
No.
What do you mean?
What?
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 What is her daughter's name? And their last name is Young, if that helps for thinking about alliteration or not rhyming by accident.
Yeah. Anna Lynn.
Annalyn. Okay. Yeah. I think that's tough too because, like, Jane and Annalyn were probably the two who were fluent in Lashutseed, which is the like Coast Salish language, and not a lot of like hardly anyone speaks it in real life today. So it's keeping that alive was a big deal to her. So that sucks.
Is she like? Would she be like in her 40s?
Yeah, Annalyn's probably
Yeah.
early 40s.
How long has she been gone, though?
Yeah.
10 years? Less?
I don't know. I've lost track.
Well, you all were alive. You were old enough to notice that it happened. So
Maybe, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
5 years,
Like
10
5
years.
years. I was
Five.
like,
Five is
Yeah.
more recent.
5.
Okay.
Yeah. It was after Rooster went missing and came back.
5 years. Okay.
My card's done.
Okay.
Oh, this picture. Someone you idolized in our location let you down. Who was it? How did they let you down?
Huh.
Interesting.
I might selfishly use this one to work in my dependent here.
Oh.
Because I have an occasional nuisance of a dependent.
Yeah.
Which I haven't really fleshed out or thought about, so I might just use this one for that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I want to say maybe it was my mother,
Mm-hmm.
because who does not idolize their mother most of the time?
And she disappointed you?
Yeah. So, who was it? How did they let you down? I think she left me there.
No.
Like recently?
No, as a kid. I think she was a single mom, and we were doing it on our own. Dad left, and she was like, we got this, and she was like pumping me up and was supporting me, and then one day she was like, wait here, and never came back.
Aww.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like these feels.
Yeah. And then maybe that brings us a little closer too, because
Yeah.
you were the orphan kind of thing.
I'm the orphan kid.
And maybe that was another thing we kind of bonded over.
Yeah.
That it was like, you were like, hey, I know what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good moment.
Yeah.
I like that. What do you got?
Upset people in our location demand to be heard. Who are they and what do they want?
Ooh, a little faction.
I kind of feel like we already sort of answered some of this, so we could have like another...
Do you want to... You can also
Yeah, 'cause-
exit for a fresh
Let,
card.
let me exit because I feel like we already set something up with
Yeah.
like the corporation versus not corporation.
True.
I agree. And I don't have to agree for you to X the card either. Like, you could just do it.
This is about resources again. Can I go for one more?
Yep. You can get as many as you want until I run out of cards. This happens sometimes towards the end of Decima.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I feel like
Yeah.
the answers we already have.
Well, either we've answered it or we've answered other questions that make it clear that that question doesn't
Exactly.
apply to us. So
Yeah.
that's all right.
I just none of these seem to be like quite like
Yeah.
have the
Yeah,
pop
let's
to
try
it.
another
you
one.
know?
Let's get going.
Yeah. We'll go till we get a good one. Oh.
There's the evil smile.
Because it kind of ties, but it sort of ties back to another thing. Is that people in our location are superstitious. What do they believe brings misfortune?
Twins?
Live in a cursed apartment.
We know, I mean, it seems fairly regular that people go missing.
Yes.
So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
What is the bad luck from?
I mean, magic twins are generally treated
she's
with
not
suspicion.
magic.
She's not magic though.
Yeah, but for probably a while they couldn't tell which one was which.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they
Wait,
might think we both
Which
have
was
stuff.
which?
Yeah.
They may think that Gremlin has some powers that she doesn't have.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because they thought you did a thing that was her.
Yeah.
And
Maybe twins is not common. Like, it's just not. I mean, it's.
oh,
you know what I
actually,
mean? Or
in,
is it?
in the lore, orcs often have twins.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
actually
Interesting.
We're not orcs, though.
no,
No.
but like having twins in a community, especially a community with a lot of orcs and trolls,
Okay.
is like even triplets is a like a
like nobody would think
measurable
it was
increase
weird.
in number.
Yeah, but we do have like a creepy place that we live.
do
and
live
it's
in a
like
cursed
maybe
apartment.
it's,
Live in a
it's-
cursed apartment.
maybe it's us and not the place.
Oh, yeah,
and they
yeah.
think it's us.
So some people mutter
That it's
that you two showing up or staying here is bad for the community.
everything was
Yeah.
good in the community.
Like,
and
maybe
then-
they think our apartment is more cursed now that we're in it. Like, it was always kind of avoided, but now there's, like, weird
Twin.
noises that come from it.
Twin curse. Your friend disappeared.
Our friend disappeared. Sometimes stuff just catches on fire a little.
just a little.
It's just a little bit. And while sort of respected, there's still a lot of questions about Rooster, and Gremlin hangs around Rooster a lot too. So there's just kind of like, what is she up to?
Mm. Yeah.
It's like weird.
Well, it's not like Rooster was a mercenary or a Shadowrunner or
Oh
something.
no,
That's
that
not.
would be
No.
yeah.
Definitely not.
He's
No.
Totally not.
Just a normal dude.
He just moved here and was really helpful around town. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. That doesn't help the nuisance part. I just sparked into my head.
Oh, yeah.
Occasional nuisance.
Maybe she left
Oh.
you with a sibling,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
like a teen sibling.
Yeah.
Your
I would have
scrappy
to,
do.
yeah, I would have to be like a smaller.
It's still a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
who's my nuisance? Okay,
Uh,
my scrappy do.
Bones,
Yes.
Bones' mom disappeared and left.
Cute.
So what I wrote is Bones' mom disappeared, or disappointed her and left. I just have to write a name here. And left
Oh no.
Oh yeah, so she left, and then
your
and then
sister, your
my-
brother,
Yeah, my little
your non-binary sibling,
brother.
your little brother.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was probably like. Okay, I gotta change some things in my writing.
What do we call him?
It's hard enough thinking of my own name.
Yeah. Leaf.
Blue.
Blue.
He came out not breathing,
Oh, yeah.
and then, but the doctors were really good here
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
saved his life.
Nice.
But he was blue for the first part,
Yeah.
so we named him Blue.
Okay. So, how much older are you?
Like 5 years, maybe. Because she was around for a while. I don't
Yeah.
think she left right away. Like,
Well, what if she left when you were like 10? And you were old enough to take care of your
oh
brother?
yeah. We were young though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I was like 5 and he was a baby.
Yeah, so
and
like-
5 years later he was 5 and I was
And
10.
you're 10.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. I guess that's old enough to abandon your children in a collective in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, she's
Fine.
probably like, there's good people all around. Like
There are.
Like
I mean, yeah.
can realistically leave them with
Yeah.
Jane, and she's gonna. We know that Jane's gonna protect us no matter what.
It's
Speaking
true.
of the card that was
Yep.
pulled earlier.
Yep.
So
Card says so.
yeah,
Yep.
it is canon.
And the twin curse.
Yeah, there's that.
Leave my children near
Ah.
these cursed twins. It's
Another
fine.
person that disappeared. My mother and my father left.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Disappeared.
Yep.
A lot of people just leave or disappear.
Yeah, this is a weird
Yeah.
place to
It's
leave.
a
This is a
weird
good
place,
spot.
yeah.
You know, you got
Uh-huh.
everything you need.
Yeah.
In fact, like better than expected resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Any other? I think we're through all our cards.
Yes.
I wasn't planning on flipping over another one. So I think we've outlined our community pretty well.
Yeah.
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 Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. We have 20 minutes left, so I thought I would just preface some things and maybe get us to a cliffhanger.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I am just going to Google the Shadowrun mega corporations real quick because I can't remember all of them.
Yes, I have to pick my nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one with the dragon.
No.
Yeah, no, that seems. Let's not piss those guys off.
Yeah. I want to aim high, but not that high.
So part of what I'm pulling up here is that there's some news about mega corporations right now.
Oh.
So let me just list off some of these. We have Ares Macro Technology. They are so all mega corporations make everything, right? Like Ares Macro Technology makes toilet paper, but their focus is weapons, weapon systems, different types of ammunition, cybernetic weapons, right? They are a weapons company, but all megacorps do dabble in everything, right? They have their own medical research, they have whatever. So just
Yeah.
keep that in the back of your mind
Okay.
when I say somebody's specializing. As technology is the the megacorp slash government of the Aztec nation.
Like
So-
my Aztechnology crawler.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. They
Interesting.
they are rumored to. Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. They're the corporation with sole control over like Mexico and chunks of Central America.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's their deal. They have a lot of sort of like Aztec mythological imagery and stuff and all their stuff.
Cool.
And there are prejudiced people who accuse them of like blood magic because the Aztecs it's That's actually in the lore of the game, but is a racist thing that I'm removing from our play of the game. That is people's impression of as technology, and
What?
whether they're doing blood magic that's not part of our story.
There was a lot about that in history.
Yes, the mythological Aztecs definitely did blood
Yeah,
magic.
I was like, oh,
yeah.
Yes.
kind of a thing.
Yeah,
So.
but the modern Aztecs did not suddenly start doing blood magic again in my setting
yeah.
of Shadowrun, because that's just wild. So Evo Corporation, Evo Corp, is they specialize in nano and biotechnology, genetics research, right, transhumanist kind of stuff.
Okay.
All right. Horizon is, they were annexed by the Pueblo Corporate Council in the 60s. So they took over this company. And they're like a media and PR company that claims to have Elven Nation clients.
Oh.
So they're like, they are the fanciest PR firm,
All right.
right, of any sort of like celebrity representation. They are the shit.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Horizon. The Mitsuhama Computer Technologies is this is known history. Started as a money laundering for the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia. But they actually, the company grew so big and successful, they bought out the Yakuza influence.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And there was some violence involved. That's why everyone knows that happened. And so, however corrupt Mitsuhama is now, that's separate from the Yakuza mafia.
Duly
So,
noted.
yeah.
All right.
What do they make?
Robotics, heavy machinery. Oh, and magical goods.
Robots.
cool.
Yeah.
Slash magic. Okay.
Magic robots.
Okay. Don't want to be enemies with them. Want to be friends with them.
Usually just referred to as MCT, Mitsuhama Computer Technologies. Neonet. So there was a merger with this Transys Neuronet, which was like a major phone company sort of thing, and Erica, which a lot of you have the Erica Comlink, or one of you does at least. Pioneers of the new wireless matrix. So they like overhauled from when the matrix was all like cables and people plugging cables into everything in the late 60s, early 70s, right? So fairly recent, 15 years ago, within your lifetime. They retrofitted the matrix to be all wireless.
Oh, okay.
So that's Neonet's claim to fame and why they are dumb, stinking rich. Renraku Computer Systems is one of the original megacorps that's been around. Like, it was a megacorp before the world went magic and everything else. And they are just another computer technology giant. They're the main competitor for MCT, Mitsuhama. And they do computer and weapons. They're mainly, they're a Japanese company, but their main arcology is the Seattle arcology, which is looks like a pyramid made of glass in Seattle. And it's the sort of place where people live and work there. And like the mall is inside, and they go to work, and then they take the elevator down to their apartment, and the Renraku arcology may be where your family is from.
Yeah,
what
that
I'm
sounds like
thinking.
a good fit.
I want to infiltrate that pyramid.
It is-
Burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
It is the kind of place where people could live their whole life and never leave the pyramid.
Oh my god.
And like
Let's burn that place. to the
be
ground.
tricked into thinking they're living a fine life, right? They have all the virtual reality they want, they have all their needs met. They don't know that they're rats trapped in a
It's
maze.
Raccoon City, except with slightly less zombies.
I don't know what that is.
Resident Evil.
Oh, right, okay. Sader Krupp Heavy Industries. Oh, sorry, that's the German company that's owned by the Great Dragon.
Oh shit! I don't
Yeah.
want to fight that guy.
No.
Yeah, no.
Saederkrupp. Heavy Industries is the world's largest corporation. This is the biggest one. It doesn't mean they're the most powerful, but their CEO is Lofwyr, a great dragon, and that's scary.
Let's not. Let's stay clear of
Yep.
those guys.
That's not the pyramid one.
No.
Some lore that I want to include there that I just say I'm making up because I can't remember where I read it, is that a subsidiary of Saterkrupp tried to like buy their way out of the megacorp and become an independent company, and they succeeded. And then Lofwyr went to their offices, burned the place to the ground, and paid the families reparation for having burned their family members to death.
All right, but let's not.
Don't mess with that guy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And there's like no, like the International Corporate Court was like,
I mean, that's
Yes.
how it's supposed to work.
I guess that's what happened. And you know, honestly, he probably like showed the terms of of service of like,
Here's the part where it says I burninate you.
yeah,
Yep.
this was a lifetime contract and they didn't honor it, and I had the right to defend my interests, and some sort of like twisted fucking logic.
Yep.
The Shiawase Corporation is, I think, medical technology. It is an old business. And yeah, it survived through the earliest 21st century as well.
Oh.
So it's, and yeah, it quickly pivoted into energy production, biotech, environmental procedures, you know, super advanced solar panels, batteries, like all that stuff was Shiawase. And they are also the power company for Seattle. So you are stealing electricity from them.
Cool.
No biggie.
No biggie. I'm sure
And
they feel good about that.
the Wusing Wusing Incorporated, it's a Hong Kong-based company that is actually the most recent like AAA corp, and they were donated money from Dunkelzahn's will. Dunkelzahn, you're just gonna have to go with me on this. The lore. Dunkelzahn was a great dragon. All great dragons can turn into human form, right? But they're still like that doesn't make them more. That doesn't weaken them, right?
Sure.
It's just like
Still a dragon.
they're physically transformed, but it's basically an illusion. Like that's the wrong word, but still just as powerful, right? They just can't literally eat you. Dunkelzahn ran for president of the United Canadian and American States, as in his human form. Everyone knew who he was, right? And he was famous because he was the first dragon to do a news interview.
Oh.
And so about 20 years later, he just, they finally established, I guess this dragon is a citizen?
Yeah.
He's a person who lives here and has lived here longer than any of us. And, okay, you're a citizen, which meant he could run for president and won
Nice.
and was assassinated
Aw.
Rude.
almost immediately, I think on his inauguration day.
That's just, yeah.
And in his will was this huge long list of things, also sort of indicating he knew he was going to be killed,
No.
which was interesting in and of itself. But he left a bunch of money to Wusing Incorporated, so much that they became a AAA corporation.
Okay.
Right? They launched from being probably AA, maybe a little less, into the megacorp AAA designation. And they're primarily focused on shipping and finance, and they're starting to get into magical goods.
Okay.
But apparently that was a company that Dunkelzahn trusted, and he was as far as everyone's concerned, he is the best good guy
Okay.
that's been around. So that's worth noting. But okay, we have former mega corporations that don't matter to you. So
So how many of them are in total?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The big 9.
The big
Big
nine.
9.
Yeah.
Could I hassle you to maybe put those in a bullet point?
Yeah. Yeah.
And send it to us? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Because I was
totally.
I
No
missed all
biggie.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
The bit of news that you need to know about is that a chunk of EvoCorp, that's the biotech, transhumanist thing, there was a bunch of scientists who are basically doing what that group did to Saterkrupp. They're like, they raised a bunch of secret money, bought the shares to their project, basically, and divorced themselves from the rest of the company. Evotech is not owned by a dragon. Or EvoCorp. So, but what they're claiming to do, they have purchased what was an old Costco right at the edge of the Barrens. If you were to look on today's map, in Kirkland. So it's on the shore, the eastern shore of Lake Washington, kind of in the middle. And that would be like the least burned out. Like there are still like some fancy homes that live there, but they have an old Costco that was abandoned and, living in the Barrens. It was just gutted and whatever. This Costco overlooks the lake, but it also overlooks a lot of the Barrens because, a lot of the trees are burned down and buildings are knocked down, all kinds of stuff. But this splinter group of Evo, which you all are going to name for me in a minute, claims that they are doing nanotechnology research in the Barrens. They want to philanthropically reach out to residents of the Barrens and give them jobs. Also, anyone from the Barrens who wants to live at the facility can live there for free and work. And they are doing research that will restore the sort of wilderness areas of the Barrens, at least to sort of revitalize that. And so on the this is on the news, and it would be a big deal. All of you would have heard about this because all of you know this building they're talking about, right? Like it was probably where you went to play Murder Ball or whatever. Oh no, Murder Ball's the wheelchair sport. I'm thinking of there's like a biker sport in Shadowrun where it's like a blood sport where they're riding motorcycles and throwing bombs at each other. I mean, it's all like rubber bullets and low explosion bombs, but like people get hurt real bad.
All right.
But you all could, ride your bikes around in there and throw baseballs at each other and
Like you do.
yeah. So, and I say that to mean this is not super far away from where you are, right? From the Greenwood Collective is pretty well tucked back. There is some greenery around you because people have left you alone enough that things are starting to grow. There are some trees that are 60 years old now, so fairly large, like getting some growth. And just to give you an idea, so the lake is west of you, right? And if you went straight west to the lake, you would hit the new building.
All right.
Right? Straight east of you is where Giuseppe, what's his name? Gio. Salvatore. His little like strip mall is over there.
Okay.
And he lives there with like half a dozen like workers and like people who maybe they're his family, it's not clear. But the Burning Rubber Gang is kind of southeast and relatively far away from where you are, but they're on motorbikes. They're a biker gang, and so they get around. And then, is there another outside group? Oh, East Hill. Is actually northeast of you.
Okay.
But they are on a hill. And that's kind of their, they're like, hey, we have the high ground.
Right.
And, they think they're great. Is that all the immediate local areas we need to establish?
I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're claiming they're gonna they're working on like nanotechnology, biotech that's gonna like creep out into the surrounding area, start regrowth. They also are claiming they're gonna raise the second bridge. Right? There was a floating bridge across the lake that when Mount Rainier went off as a volcano, one of the bridges sunk.
Okay.
They're going to raise that bridge and get it working again.
Okay.
I'm not even really sure why, except that bridge would basically come right into where they are and give them access to the city. But how this little, like, single A, if not B class corporation is going to do all that is not clear.
Okay.
Maybe they're just blowing smoke up everyone's ass. But the main reason you've heard about all this is because they have sent people in cars to Greenwood, to East Hill, to the biker gang, to Salvatore, and all other places around the Barrens, and they're recruiting people to come live in their, like, nice sort of like Scandinavian living facility, those like kind of Spartan IKEA apartments. But they have windows and they have clean water and they have, medical care. Like it's a full like living facility. But they need people to be guards and janitors and, so they're saying like, you don't need any, if you have skills, we want to know. But we want to bring life to the Barrens. That's what their motto is bringing life to the Barrens.
Distressed immediately.
And I'm sure it's all good. Like, what could go wrong?
Nope.
Evil.
Don't like any of this.
Please name the subsidiary.
The new building?
Yeah, so that company split off from Evo Corp, and they need their own name because they're no longer part of Evo Corp. And I mean, Evo Corp is up in arms about it, of course. Their shareholders are spitting mad. There's a big chunk of profits. Evo Corp is not dipping below AAA yet, but it definitely, like, dropped them down to the line. And this company is probably not even A-class yet, because they haven't shown... It's their first quarter, right? They haven't shown themselves to be profitable.
I was just thinking about the fact they want to rise the bridge and also like rise people up. So I was wondering if maybe it's the Rise Corporation,
Yeah,
Rise,
that's good.
yeah. Or Sunrise,
something like that.
yeah.
I like Rise.
Okay,
Rise Corporation.
Yeah, it feels like they're just trying to uplift everything.
okay. Rise Corp. It's not like raising the dead or anything.
No.
Yeah.
See, now that I could get on board with.
Rise and live. Okay. Well, I think that tells us a lot of what we need to know. It's 10 o'clock.
All right.
We need to come up with some sort of like end of session move that a lot of games have, just because I like the kind of wrap up component of that. But this was session 0, so we'll have time to think about that. But I'll probably do some kind of move where we check in with your relationships
Okay.
and see, like, has this become more or less interesting? One of the little house rules I'm going to work on is, because Shadowrun as written doesn't have all this relationship stuff, obviously. We got it from Decima. So Edge in the game is your stat for having any kind of luck. And when you spend it, it takes a while to get it back. So that's something to keep in mind. If you don't have a lot of Edge, save it for a big deal, because you could get in trouble without it. And the game assumes that you'll have some access to Edge. The people that you have relationships with, which is everybody in your group, I'm open to you spending Edge on their behalf if it's relatable, like if they're doing something that makes sense to, the way your relationship is framed.
You got it.
Right?
Okay.
So, like, Bones, you sort of have a crush on Echo. And if Echo was doing something to tell off someone who you don't like, was like standing up for you, you would be able to give her Edge because that feels good.
That makes sense.
Whereas, like, if Echo was sticking up for you, you'd probably be irritated.
Whatever.
Yeah, like, I could stick up like you could stick up for yourself too, but like
yeah.
because that's the nature of your relationship.
Yeah. That would make more sense.
So, does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Everyone understand where we are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you get Edge back?
Rest and other things. I actually have to go read that chapter because there's
Okay.
so many chapters in the Shadowrun rulebook.
I have to read some
It's a
chapters
very-
myself.
Very big
This
book.
one.
And just in case anyone mentions, I got to mention this at the top of episode 1 too. Remind me, we're using 5th edition on purpose. I looked at 6th edition, decided to stick with 5th. So that's on purpose. I don't need everyone tweeting at me saying, "Hey, did you know 6th edition is out?" Like, I have the book. I like this one better. So that's all. I think that's Shadowrun.
All right.
Okay.
We did it. Yay.
All right. Well, everyone, good night. I am your herald, your Shadowrun herald, Jason.
I'm Jay.
I'm Sam.
Candace.
I'm Mac, and I will also be here next Monday for my show.
Oh.
Just gonna go ahead and plug that real quick.
Is
too.
it Maca Mondays or is it Madam Mondays?
It's just Mac on Mondays these days, unfortunately. Madam Mondays have come to an end.
Mac Attack Mondays.
Mac Attack Mondays. So if you like noir and fairy tales, tune in for Seventh Veil, a City of Mist game on opposite Mondays from this.
I've heard very exciting things.
Awesome.
You've had 2 sessions?
I've had a lot more than that. We're like coming up on like 6.
Oh god, I need to get caught up. I'm so behind on everything. So you've had two sessions,
I've had at least 2
and then another 2 sessions, and
and then
another
another
2.
2 sessions.
Yeah. How can
So-
anyone keep up?
And the calendar's going to go up in a second too, so we've got great programming all throughout the week on Happy Jacks, so check it out.
Oh, and I can't not mention my Kickstarter funded.
Yay!
It's like 440% funded or something. We hit the big art goal. We hit 1,000 backers. Like all of my dreams. Really, I couldn't be more excited. But you still have like 2.5 days to go back it if you want. After we back it, you can pre-order the book, but like the backers are going to get their stuff first. So, because that's just fair, right? Like, so get in there, get in the backer queue, and get in
Remind
that.
everybody where that is and what the name is.
Yes. So you can go to, if you have short memory, you go to demigodspbta.com, and there's a link to back the Kickstarter there. Or you could go to my Twitter, @It's Probably Okay, and there's a link to the Kickstarter there. The Kickstarter link is long and arduous, and I won't read it to you. But I think also bit.ly/demigodspbta goes to the Kickstarter. So
Nice.
that's like 3 ways to get there. But yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. And if you've played the quick start, or if you've played the game or the beta test, feel free to please tweet about it, tell everyone how much you like it, and let's see how far we can go with this thing. We got a little bit of time left.
Blow it up.
Yeah.
Blow it up.
Yeah, this is exciting. I mean, the more funds we have, the more I can put into this. Build a little online store. I want to make prints available. We are already ordering dice. Samantha did the logo, the official logo for Demigods that I haven't sent out yet, but it's very, very cool. So many things are happening. I'm rambling. Somebody cut me off.
Good night, guys. Good
Good night.
If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say